Yo, what's going on, people? What's up? What's up? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you all see me? Most importantly, can you all hear me? What's going on, people? What's happening? What's up, y'all? Let me just go ahead and pop out this chat right quick. Drag that bad boy right over here. And we're going to be good to go. We're going to be good to go with the shout-outs. All right, so starting at the top with the homie B-Rex's Meme Corner. What's this? Have I beaten the man himself? Anyways, PS5s. What did he say? Anyways, y'all with PS5s needs to play that Final Fantasy 16 demo. Straight amazing. Yeah, so first things first, I decided, in my infinite wisdom, to let y'all have fun getting the first comment. Because, sometimes it gets pretty boring around these parts, just being the first comment always on the stream. So every now and then, I'll let y'all have a little W. And yeah, that Final Fantasy 16 demo, it's definitely a topic for tonight. We got the homie JFam388, second before Neo. Hey, where you at, fam? Oh, man, listen, you know what? Screw everything I just said. I'm gonna go back to being the first comment next week. We got Pooh Bear in the chat. We got JMac19. What's up? What's up? What up? We here before Flame? Yo, I know, right? Crazy times. And nope. Well, there Flame goes. We got Joe Repko, aka Flame. Neo loves Exoprimal, and he will show it soon. Well, there goes Flame just coming on the stream lying. You know what I'm saying? It's not even 8 o'clock at night, and this man's already spewing some nonsense. But, that's very much so on brand for Flame. At least he stays consistent. We got Dylan Collins in the chat. Yo, that Xbox Showcase Sunday was fire. Also, I'm not a fan of Capcom games, but Pragmata has my interest. Okay. We got Burnt Easy in the chat. Hey, Neo, not sure if you saw my reply in your new video, but this is Matthew Atlanta, and I've rebranded because I actually have started posting videos and streaming. Hope you're well. Oh, that is awesome, man. Dude, I can't wait to see what it's all about. What kind of videos have you started posting? You doing like gaming commentary stuff? You doing stuff about your music? Like, what's happening, bro? Let us know. Let's see. Don't fall for Todd's lies. I already bought the controller and deluxe upgrade. Run. We got Rory in the chat. Pragmata looks sick. Jesus. Man, I feel like I'm about to be the only person in here who wasn't that impressed with Pragmata. I mean, I saw it, and it's definitely a game that Capcom is working on. But until I see more footage and until I know when this game is coming out, yeah, that's all I'll say. Y'all have fun. We got Naruto ST. Greetings, all. We got DIMWITMONKEY and KiddStupefy. What's going on, gentlemen? We got the big Sam Broski. Hey, broskis. We got Kory Gryffindor. This man's starting early. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's been a really good week so far, man. We've gotten everything situated earlier than usual, and I'm just like, dang, it is 7:15, and I'm not like rushing to start the stream. You know what? Let's start that thing early, So, because the last thing I want is people like Don Otaku to come to the chat saying, oh, there go Neo being late again. You know how he be. Let's see who else is in here. We have got Beto Rods. Games looking good this year. Yo, 2023 is absolutely insane for games, movies. TV has been great as well, but we'll see how long that can last considering, all the good TV shows have been ending. Let's see, we got NKDN. What's good, Moonshine? My goodness, the new Transformers movie is actually pretty worth watching. Now I got a motivation to watch the series. Woo. Well, first things first, my brother. Transformers in general, I'm not talking about the Bay movies, but Transformers as a franchise has always been worth checking out, man. Whether you're watching the classic animated series, Beast Wars, you got the animated movie that came out. There's a lot of good stuff happening with Transformers, bruh. But I'm happy you enjoyed it. I saw Transformers Rise of the Beast this past weekend, and we're going to talk about it for a little bit. We got David Biglot in the chat. What's up? What's up? We lost. He started early. Yes, that's right, Flame. We got Zubin Jacob in the chat. We got the Real Mist 4305. What's up, gentlemen? We got Zack Rodriguez. Yo, Chris, what's good? I just got done at the gym. Look at this man, Zack. Every week without fail, this man pulling up to the stream, talking about his gym gains. You love to see it. That's what's up, my brother. That's what's up. Let's see. We hear and see your beautiful self. Oh, thank you, my man. We got Feared Camille. We got Jahid the Chosen One. I told motherfucker Starfield would be great, and they didn't listen. I need it now. Yes, Starfield is looking amazing. We got Katana. Yo, Neo just finished that Final Fantasy 16 demo, and my God. I feel like that's the general consensus when it comes down to that game. Just my God, oh my God. We got Pi Studios. How you feel about that Fantasy re-reveal? It's looking pretty decent. I ain't going front, man. You know what the funny thing I've noticed? There's a lot of games these days with the re in the title. You know, we got Metaphor re Fantasio. We got what's it, Grand Blue re Fantasy. I think that's what the full title is. We got Chris Forth in the chat. What's up, people? What's up, my brother? We got Rhino54 Kingpin. What's up, my brother? Watching this Subway series, but tuning into the King Neo. Oh, my man. Thank you so much. Thank you. We got Edwin. Sup, Neo. I can't wait to play Metaphor re Fantasio again. See, there you go. Exactly. See, the hype for these JRPGs. It knows no bounds. Let's see. Okay, so Atlanta, your video is about to be pure raw gameplay of new games by the day. Today I played 3 hours of Doghorn, which came out today. Tomorrow I'll be posting Dabium, an Among Us type game, which comes out tomorrow on Steam. Oh, that is awesome, man. Definitely got to check it out. If you see any fun co-op type of games, keep us posted, man. Maybe it's something we can play on the stream. We got James Lewis in the chat. Kory Gryffindor just dropping all the Transformers greatness. Transformers Armada. Ooh, my God, bro. But you know what the thing is? I don't like talking about Transformers that much because it reminds me of the 360 PS3 games that we will never get backwards compatible again. And I just cry a little inside because those were some really good games, man. Really good games. Let's see. Hit that like button. Yes, that's a fact, y'all. If you're enjoying the stream, make sure you hit that like button. Helps out the channel tremendously. We got Sora Life Story. What's up, my brother? Oh, snap. Here he goes. We got Don the Otaku in the chat with the $2 super chat. Early must be a synth in disguise. Yes, it is Sif Neo. Different Neo, different haircut, different everything, my guy. We got Julian Phoenix in the chat. What's up, my brother? We got Kermit the Frog. What is up, y'all? Should I pull out the Bacardi? Oh, Jesus Christ. Y'all starting that early tonight? My God. Where's David Biglod? Because you know he's going to be like, I heard alcohol. We got Ryan Ginther. Hey, Neo, did you see the release date for, what is that? Eternights? The game looks interesting. It's a $30 pickup. I have not checked out the trailer as of yet, but I'll definitely add it to the list if it's looking interesting. We got Bryce Hag in the chat. What's up, Bryce? Neo with the fresh haircut. Yeah, you know, I got my haircut a few days ago. You know, I was wolfing it for the past couple weeks, but, you know, it was time. It was most definitely time, so we had to get that taken care of. Nothing too crazy, you know, just got the sides real low, you know. We got Bob in the chat. Metaphor is going to be my first JRPG. Oh, shit, look at that, my guy. That is awesome. Well, hopefully it comes out relatively soon, because if you really enjoy Metaphor and it's a great game, you just know the floodgate is going to be opened on this channel for all the JRPG recommendations. I'm just saying, man. I ain't going to shut up about it. Who else is in here? We got Das. I'm shocked that we are in a legit comic book renaissance right now with Spider-Verse, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and hopefully The Flash, especially after the past few months. Man, are you telling me that you did not enjoy Black Adam nor Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, both of which were the movies of all time, starring actors that may or may not have been filmed on sets with cameras? Like, come on now, put some respect on those movies' names, because people got paid to work on them, I guess. Who else is in here? We got Ryu Hayabusa. What's going on, man? We miss you. We need another Ninja Gaiden game. I hope you're doing great too, my friend. Let's see. We have got Daijin in the chat. What's going on, Neo? Wanted to ask what you think about all these Kingdom Hearts-based games coming out. What Kingdom Hearts games are coming out? Did I miss something, you guys? Kory Gryffindor, catch me up to speed, please. Because last I heard, they were just doing, like, mobile stuff. Did they announce a lot of other things? I don't know. Because if it's Kingdom Hearts mobile-related titles, you know me. I sleep. I just watch YouTube videos about it. But the only, like, big Kingdom Hearts game I know of is Kingdom Hearts 4. And, you know, that's going to take a while. Yes, everyone's talking about the Final Fantasy 16 demo. We're going to talk about it for a little bit. I'm just going through the shoutouts real quick, my friends. We got Wee Man on Wheels. I'm high, but I'm here. You love to see it, my brother. You love to see it. Y'all coming in here having fun. That's what we love, man. What are your thoughts on the Xbox Extended Showcase? Well, I didn't get a chance to watch the showcase today. But from what I'm hearing, it's just pretty much a standard Xbox game showcase, like the extended variety. They announced, I believe, High on Life is getting new content, High on Knife. They showed off a couple of other things, I believe, like they gave more updates on some games. I'll have to check out the full rundown a little bit later, but yeah, I don't really have too much to say about it. Let's see, we got Dude I Got Food in the chat. Hopefully he has food for the rest of us. We got the homie John McKinney with a $9.99 super chat. Appreciate you, my brother. Good to see you. John McKinney says, you ever notice how lots of Disney movies have Seinfeld actors in it? Newman is in Tarzan, Julia Dreyfus is in A Bug's Life, Patrick Warburton is in Emperor's New Groove, and Jason Alexander is in Hunchback of Notre Dame. Yeah, I did notice that too. That was something that I brought up with my sister, because, you know, around the holiday times, we like to rewatch a lot of classic Disney movies, and that is one thing that we noticed. And the thing about Seinfeld is that it had such a grasp on culture, you know, whether it was the 90s, the 2000s, even nowadays. And it's just a testament to how great those actors were, the content that they were written, and how they were able to elevate. Like, Seinfeld is really a show about nothing. Like, if you were to ask somebody, or if somebody were to ask you, what is Seinfeld all about? And it's just like, dude, it's people living in the city, and just these are the antics that they get up with on a day-to-day basis. It could be something so random as them trying to find their car in a parking lot, and there's 4 different levels to it, and they forgot where they parked. Like, there's just so much random shit that happens in Seinfeld, and you know, I love it for that. But yeah, if you are a fan of any Disney property in the 90s, you would see all those actors in there. And it's awesome. You know, it's kind of like how a lot of actors, a lot of like really good comedic talents got their start on smaller shows, and then they graduated into animated features and things like that. But yeah, I definitely see that. Especially, like, I think the one that stuck out to me the most was Jason Alexander in Hunchback of Notre Dame, more than anything. Like, everybody else, I was kind of like, you know, it's whatever. Like, for me, my first proper introduction to Patrick Warburton was watching Family Guy. You know, I was watching that show when I was way too young to, but that was like my first introduction to that. And then from there, I was like, oh, okay, this guy is pretty cool. And it's like, oh wait, he was in Seinfeld? What the fuck? You know, so it was crazy. It was crazy. We got Jay Ransom in the chat. What's up, my brother? Jay Ransom, you will be happy to know that I spent the better part of the past hour playing some Legend of Heroes. So I just want to get that out there, because, you know, once what's his name, Weirdo, comes into the chat, you can back me up. We have a $1.99 super chat coming in from David Biglad. I heard alcohol. You heard alcohol. You smell alcohol. You feel alcohol, my friend. You are consistent. That's what I can say. We got RS1999. What's up, my brother? We got $5 coming in from Flame. Neo, Xbox finally got JRPG reveals at their showcase, not just port announcements. Can it be? Are they about to wife Atlas? We should go to the wedding. Oh, yeah, so we'll speak a little bit more on the Xbox game showcase a little later, because, you know, there was some stuff that happened afterwards. But yes, Xbox is making some decent moves out in these streets, man. Who else is in here? We got Ryuzaki Koizumi. What's going on, my brother? Okay, we got this weirdo Black Bun in the chat. Kingdom Hearts creators ruined Final Fantasy. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that they did that to you, Bond. I'm sorry about that, my man. Stay high, Dimwit Monkey. Let's see. Who else is in here? We got Michael Wells. I saw Bond stream Final Fantasy 16. He is not sold on it. Yeah, you know, I figured that when it comes to Bond. You know, this dude, he's going to be on Twitter for the next, like, 18 months talking about that. Voice cracking and everything. This is a DMC God of War spinoff. This is not Final Fantasy. Well, I'm sorry that did that to you, Bond. We got Lord of Bananas in the chat. What's up? What's up? You shut your mouth about Kingdom Hearts Black Bond. Oh, get him, Kory Gryffindor. Get him. Let's see. We got $10 coming in from Don Otaku. I saw your Xbox showcase reactions after the stream, and I was happy to hear that you are a Sims enjoyer like me. You should look into Life by You, Paradox's City Skylines, the sim competitor. Yeah, so you know what the thing is? I was never... like, I don't sit here and pretend to cap like, oh, I've played every single Sims game, but for some strange reason, something about The Sims 2, I was gravitated towards that. I remember I rented it from Blockbuster one time, and I spent like a whole weekend playing it, and it was a lot of fun, man. You know, so I'm just like hoping and praying that a new Sim games comes out and it's actually really good, so I can jump into it properly, because I know a lot of people are obsessed with like the most recent Sims that came out, but for me, I feel like it's just one of those games where it's like, it's too late for me to jump in. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, like simulation type of games, they're the type of games where it's like, I like the idea of them, but I'm so scared of getting so invested in them and spending a lot of time. Like, that's what happened with 2 Point Hospital. I remember 2 Point Hospital because they put it up on Game Pass. I downloaded it. I was playing it for like an entire weekend. And then I remember I looked at it. I was like, I put too much time into this because it's so much fun. It's like you always think about these things like, man, what if I was able to run a hospital? And then comes the woes of running a hospital and all the things and budgeting and financing and all that stuff. It's really interesting, but at the same time, it can be terrifying. But the homie Blackbone over here, he is a big stan of city skylines. What is it called? City Godline. Yep, City Godlines in the chat. So I don't know. I might jump in. I might jump into that City Skylines too. We'll see what happens. We'll see. We got 199 coming in from Julian Phoenix. I like how you roasted that dude on Twitter. Who did I roast on Twitter? I feel like I've been pretty tame on Twitter as of late. Oh no, you talk about the weirdo dude. Yeah, the weirdo dude who was yeah, the Fable thing. Yeah, I remember that. We got $5 coming in from Zero. Another Neo Q&A is always nice to see. Oh, I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you. Lots of hype games to look forward to in the coming months. Dude, let's not even talk about the games coming out in the next couple months, because we trying to focus on the games that we got coming out right now, bro. Street Fighter 6, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 16. I'm still going through Jedi Survivor. There's just too much, man. There's too many damn games to play. But it's beautiful. It is a beautiful time to be a gamer, man. Beautiful time to be a gamer. We got $4.99 coming in from Kory Gryffindor. Okay, what do you think of the new voice cast for Persona 3 Reload? It was pretty clear that Vic Mignogna wasn't going to come back anyway. So here's the thing. I don't necessarily mind the new cast of this Persona game. I know a lot of people are taking issue with it, and me, myself, and I, as somebody who really loved Persona 3, I welcome a new cast, because one thing I have noticed about every single Persona game as of late is that, whoa, my camera just, come on, focus. Why did you go out of focus for a second? That was the weirdest thing. What is going on? Why did it go out of focus? Hold on. This is strange, people. Let me, okay, there we go. That was freaking strange. Usually my camera is good about that, but I guess I'm just waving my hands around too much. But I thought I would be pissed off about a new Persona cast. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, all the Persona dubs are really good. So provided they make sure they nail every single emotional aspect of Persona 3, and Persona 3, I think more so than 4 and 5, has a lot more traumatizing events that happen to the characters. And the ending of that game is just, I don't want to spoil it for people here who are maybe going through it for the first time, or they're waiting to play it when it comes out with Reload. But the end of Persona 3 is one of those situations where, depending on how they handle it, will dictate whether or not I fuck with the new cast. As weird as that sounds, I'm gonna play through an entire game, but if they don't nail the finale of it, I'm just like, no, this is terrible. Throw it out. But yeah, I'm not too pissed off about it. I mean, just, but you know what the funny thing is, Kory? It makes me wonder, because it'd be one thing, like obviously like certain actors not coming back. Like we know Vic Mignogna, just given the situation, he isn't going to come back. They don't want him to come back. Same thing with some of the other actors who are just like maybe too big to come back to voice a Persona game, for contractual reasons and money, things like that. But now it leads me to believe that maybe them doing a complete different dub for the game, it's probably going to lend to all the new stuff that they're going to be adding into it. Like they said that it's not going to have the answer, but they are going to be including some story content. So maybe this is just their way of making sure everything is done fresh across the board, which, cool. It is what it is, I guess. But yeah, people are bent out of shape about it. I'm not losing sleep about it. I'm more concerned with the fact that the answer is not going to be in the game and there's not going to be a female character in it. That kind of sucks. Let's see. Who else we got in the chat? We got Jagan King. Should Yu Yu Hakusho get a continuation like Dragon Ball did with Super or Naruto did with Boruto? Honestly, I think that we should leave a lot of 90s anime in the 1990s. Like, it's just one of those things where when you look at all these sequel series that have been coming out, a lot of these revivals, if you will, more often than not, they're not great. You have things like Boruto, you have things like Super, you have things like Yashahime, and I'm gonna keep it a stack. Like, you can enjoy aspects of those shows, but they pale in comparison to their predecessors. And to me, I just feel like you're sullying the legacy if you're coming out with an inferior product for something that is 30 years old. Like, if you were to tell me that there would have been no new Dragon Ball content after 1995 or have Super, I'd leave it in 1995. As much as I love the Super Broly movie, everything else surrounding Super, it's way too inconsistent in my honest opinion. So Yu Yu Hakusho, I think as a series, it ended fine. It ended okay. You can leave it alone. if you wanted to do maybe like a reunion movie, if you will, I'd much rather them do a movie than a series, because at least with a movie, it can be like a comeback thing where you get the band back together for some random mission. You can have a lot of fun, like whatever you want to do. Maybe Togashi will get involved with that. And why is my camera not focusing? What is Logitech Brio? Work with me for a second, please. Work with me, Logitech Brio. What are you doing here? Am I going to have to manually adjust this? Jesus Christ. It's like I'm all out of focus, man. But yeah, I think we should leave a lot of those 90s series in the 90s. Zack Rodriguez, who's been a member of the Phantom Weirdos for the past 19 months. I appreciate you, my brother. Persona 3 Reload is hype. I'm glad I started with Persona 3. So excited to see what's different. Do you think we'll get Baton Pass in this? So yeah, just based off of the aesthetic of this Reload, it does seem like they're taking a lot of influences from Persona 5, which is never a bad thing. The extent of which they're going to change up the combat, we gonna see, but I do think they are going to modernize it to a point where Persona 5 fans can enjoy this one. So I'm excited to see like how far they go with this remake. It's just one of those things where I'm still kind of iffy, you know? Let's see. Who else is in here? We have got Navon Wise in the chat. What's going on, Randy? Good to see you, my brother. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well, man. Oh, we got a lot of Sims fans in the chat. Okay. Look at that. We got Black Dragon. I think Kingdom Hearts 4 will come out in 2025. They're going to reuse assets, so development should go more smoothly. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Kingdom Hearts, like we're going to have less of a wait time for Kingdom Hearts 4 than we did Part 3. Part 3's development was just a jumbled mess, split between, you know, Tetsuya Nomura working on Versus 13, then he was doing Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance, doing all these other games. Then when he finally started working on Kingdom Hearts 3, it was like, fuck, now we have to start working on this game. But assuming that they started development on Kingdom Hearts 3 in like 2019, 2020, like around that time, you know, it's not out of the realm of possibility that like a 5-year dev cycle, we can probably see some gameplay for it next year if we're lucky. And then, yeah, 2025. And when did they reveal Kingdom Hearts 4? They announced that last year, right? Like early last year. So yeah, I could see that like within 3 years. Yeah. And I mean, it might come as a shocking surprise for some people, but I'm not like, I know a lot of people, they saw my videos on Kingdom Hearts 3 and they're thinking like, okay, Neo is done with the franchise. I'm done with the idea of that version of Kingdom Hearts. Like what I wanted it and how I wanted to end and everything with culminating in that saga, it didn't end the way I wanted to. I felt that there was a lot of missed opportunities and it just wasn't worth the wait. But now that they're going into a new saga, they're doing different things, I can be on board with that. And I mean, it doesn't seem like they're going to be splitting it within like so many different handheld variations, you know, one on the PSP, one on the DS, one on the 3DS. So for the first time ever, we could get a Kingdom Hearts franchise that is purely mainline consoles, PlayStation, Xbox, maybe on the next version of the Switch. You know, they'll do some stuff with the mobile games, of course, but I think that this is a very, 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 very good time to be a Kingdom Hearts fan if they can actually nail all these things. No, yeah, Kory's Gryffindors, he's right, yeah. I still got the data battles, yep. Still got those. We're going to get those done before Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out. Absolutely. Let's see. Who else we got in the chat? Scrolling down. I'm just trying to catch up. K-Cube. We live, brother? Yes, sir. We are live. Kwaku. Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. Scrolling down. Who else is in here? I don't know. Did Bond hear that I've been playing Legend of Heroes? I don't know if he heard that. There's too many comments rolling in. Hold on. Artsy Avanti. What's going on, my brother? Pudgy Boy Gaming. Enjoy the content, but your showcase video was an L. Man, look at this guy. Pooh Bear, that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth trailer, though. Oh, that godlike trailer? Oh, man. Dude, Square be doing the thing when it comes to Final Fantasy, bro. Square be doing the thing. Despite what Black Bomb be thinking, Square be doing the thing. We got a $4.99 super chat coming in from the homie Julian Phoenix. What are your thoughts on Rise of the Beast? I thought it was aight, but they wasted my boy Cheetor and the potential crossover they set up. It was kind of lame, 6 out of 10. So yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit. That'll probably be like our first main topic to get it out of the way. We'll do that at exactly 8 o'clock. I just want to do a couple more shout outs. We'll do the intro and then we'll go straight into that. We got Exploit in the chat. Let's see. Okay, so I'm caught up there. Blah, blah, blah. We got the Arsonist. What's up, dude? We got Zoro Striker. We got Hugh. We got Carl. What's up, Carl? Going to watch your Xbox video tonight. Can't wait. Oh, I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you. And we got Dominique Richardson. Yeah, so, you know, we might as well just get the intro out of the way now since, you know, we got a good bunch of people in here. But what's going on, people? What's up? What's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome to another fantastic and fabulous episode of Ask Neo. If y'all are tuning in for the very first time, Ask Neo is my Q&A series where you guys ask me questions and I answer them to the best of my ability. There's no real flow or structure to this show. It's just pretty much us sitting back, having fun. So whether you're listening to this on your way to work, whether you're on your way home from work, whether you're at work right now, whether you're at the gym, whether you cooking dinner, whether you playing games, welcome to the stream. I'm happy to have you guys here. Now, before we dive further into the stream, we do have a little bit of housekeeping. So down below in the video description, if you guys want to check that out, we have a couple of links of interest. First things first, all of my social media handles from my Twitter to my Facebook page, Instagram, our Discord community, the Phantom Weirdos. If you guys want to follow me on any of those outlets, it is right there. Out of all the outlets, I congregate the most on Twitter. We have a lot of fun on Twitter, and we are getting very close to 10,000 followers on there, which is just absolutely insane to think about. In addition to that, I do want to shout out all of the YouTube members and the Patreon supporters. People have been supporting the channel. Again, thank you guys so much for your support. One of the cool things that we have started doing recently is we've been really revamping a lot of the member badges and member emotes courtesy of the homie JFam over here. So we have a couple of members here in the chat right now. If you guys want to go ahead and just spam some of your favorite emotes in here to let people know. And Jason is, you know, tirelessly working around the clock, producing a lot of fun things, a lot of inside jokes, things like that. We have a lot of fun on the channel. In addition to that, super chats are another great way to support the channel. As you guys can see here, we have a couple of them have been rolling in. Julian Phoenix just donated to well, it was actually going to be one of our topics, but Julian Phoenix donated to talk about it, so we're going to make that a priority. Yeah, so super chats are a great way to have your question answered with priority and also support the channel. And last but certainly not least, we have got what I'm calling a rare Pokemon sighting. Your boy Neo has actually not only recorded, but he has also edited, rendered, and uploaded a video. If y'all could believe it or not, it is a rare sight to see that Neo has been uploading videos at this point on, well, what, we did a video last month and we're doing a video this month. It's crazy to think about, but I did upload a video discussing my thoughts on the recent Xbox Game Showcase. It was not a complete play-by-play of everything that went down. I did not talk about every single game that was announced. I just talked about a couple of things that I found interesting. Of course, some of the highlights that everybody was going to be discussing. And I had a lot of fun recording the video, like just a metric crap ton of fun just discussing stuff and even more fun editing it. And it was great, man. It was great. And the feedback from that video has been phenomenal, to say the least, man. Just all the support on there, you know, the views, the comments, the likes, all of those things have been great. So again, thank you guys so much for that. And if you haven't checked it out, definitely go watch it after the stream. It's a great video to listen to, but it's even better video to just like sit down and watch. It's one of those videos where I really took the time and effort to just make it fun all throughout. So I hope you guys enjoy that. And yes, I did say Neho. Neho, that's my Earth 42 variant, Neho. Yeah, so let's see. Jason says, check the Discord for a Neo meme. So we are going to head over to the Discord right now, you guys. And I have not booted up Discord on my desktop in like a week or so. So I probably have an update or two to check out. So let me see what's happening here. Let's see. No updates as of yet. So let me go ahead and check what's happening over here. All right, I'm checking the Discord community. Phantom Weirdos. Let's see. Where did you post it? Where did you post it, Jason? You did it in the general chat or you did it in the meme catalog? Oh God, no. He posted it in the general chat. So there's a meme template going around. Okay. So if you guys want to check it out, head over to the Discord community, the Phantom Weirdos. Go over to the general text channel and Amazing J Fan posted a template. And basically what he's created is Hydra Neo. So if you guys are familiar, a couple of years back, Marvel did this, stunt thing that they always do in the comics where they were like, oh my God, Captain America has been a Hydra sleeper agent this whole time. And, he was like, Hail Hydra. And of course, it was parodied in Avengers Endgame and things like that. And he basically superimposes my face on Captain America. And that's actually a really good Photoshop, Jason. Jesus Christ, how did you do that? But yeah, he basically has the meme template and he has a couple of examples for it. So one of them says, Hail Redfall, and the other one said, I played Tales of Arise. Well, that's not a lie. You should have updated and said, I finished Tales of Arise. I'm like 99% through the game. So don't take that away from me, Jason. But yeah, those are the templates right there if y'all want to have fun. Oh, and welcome to the people who've been joining the Discord community. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. But that's hilarious. So yeah, new meme template just dropped courtesy of the homie J Fam. And yeah, so looking at the clock right now, ladies and gentlemen, it has hit 8 o'clock on the dot. And so we might as well get into our first not topic of the show. I love calling it not topics. But before that, shout out to the homie Mexican Zoidberg. He just joined the stream. Welcome, my brother. It is good to see you. And yeah, so we might as well just get into that first not topic. Transformers Rise of the Beast, which is it's kind of funny. Every single time I do an Ask Neo, it seems like I've got a movie review for you guys. Yeah, Transformers Rise of the Beast. I got a chance to check it out this past weekend. Saw it Saturday night after work. And your boy has got some thoughts. Now, as usual, when it comes down to these movie reviews, I will not be diving into spoilers because I know a lot of y'all have not seen the movie yet. Some of y'all might be on the fence about it. So we'll wait until, the end of the month to talk about the spoilers. I believe what I'm going to do going forward is that for any movies that come out at the beginning of a month, so in this month, we had Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, we had Transformers Rise of the Beast. Any movies that come out at the beginning of the month, I'll wait till the end of the month to openly discuss spoilers. Just so I think that that's giving people enough amount of time to watch it. 3 weeks, 4 weeks, that's a good amount of time if you want to check out a movie. But yeah, Transformers Rise of the Beast, it's the next movie in the Transformers franchise. It's actually the very first movie starring an ensemble Transformers lineup since Transformers The Last Night. That came out back in 2017. Of course, we had Bumblebee release a few years back, but that's not really a Transformers movie, if you will. It was more of a personal story with Haley Steinfeld and Bumblebee. Sure, there were other Transformers, but it was primarily a story about those two. This one is more of a return to form, if you will. It's the first Transformers movie, like ensemble movie, not to be directed by Michael Bay. So me, myself, and I was excited about that because even though I found enjoyment in the very first Bayformers movie, every single movie after that just seemed to get worse and worse and worse and worse in some way, shape, or form, to the point where, after part 3, I just checked out of the series entirely and I stopped seeing the movies in theaters. But I did have some excitement going into this one because I loved Bumblebee. Even though it didn't perform the greatest in box office, it was good. And I was hoping that, okay, like, you see that this is the type of movie that people want to see. All you need to do is just make a movie that focuses on the Transformers. You can have your human characters doing stuff, but make it a movie about Transformers doing Transformer shit. Like, I don't know what this weird fixation is with Hollywood, feeling like if they don't have POV human characters that look like us, we can't relate to them. It's just the stupidest thing when you have companies like Pixar out there who are making animated movies about feeling stuff, and we relate to that. And toys, feeling stuff, and we relate to that. Like, we can do the same thing with Transformers. It is possible, right? And going into this one, they were obviously trying to get a lot of the 90s crowd hyped up because they were, leaning heavily into the Beast Wars vibe. We were going to see, Optimus Primal and all these characters show up. So it's like, if you were a fan of those things growing up, seeing these in live action, like, holy shit, could this be the one? And I gotta say, Transformers Rise of the Beast is definitely the best ensemble Transformers movie that we have ever gotten. It blows all the Michael Bay movies out of the water. If you're looking for a movie about the Transformers doing Transformers stuff, this one was solid. Now, that being said, was this a great movie? In my honest opinion, no. It was serviceable at best. It was a solid, if I had to give it a rating, it was a solid 6 out of 10, right? Going into this movie, if you want Transformers, you are going to get them. But everything else surrounding it was extremely, extremely safe and very, very, very low energy, if you will. You know, it was very grounded in that respect. You know, the storyline is very basic. It's very simple. It's not trying to do too much crazy stuff. They're just trying to tell this very simple story that if you look at it on paper, it sounds like it's bigger than what it is, because it is dealing with, this is not a spoiler because it was in the trailers, but it is dealing with Unicron. But it's still very small. You know, it's only a handful of characters that happen. You know, sure, the threat of the universe ending is there, but at the same time, it's very small. It's a simple story about these characters having to go get this thing to stop this thing from happening, and that's it. In terms of the human characters that are there, they were surprisingly decent, to say the least. I mean, it ain't gonna win any awards in terms of writing, in terms of characterization and things like that. But if you were somebody who couldn't stand the characters in the Michael Bay movies, whether it was like Shia LaBeouf or Megan Fox or Marky Mark and all that stuff, you don't have to worry about it in this movie. These characters are serviceable for the plot. I wish they would have done more with these characters, because there are moments where you feel like, okay, they could have really leaned into the emotions of it, and they really don't. There's one character in this movie in particular, Dominique Fishback's character, that her sole purpose is just to do a thing, and that's it. Like, you don't really care about her character, you don't really know too much about her character, she's just kind of there, which sucks. But that being said, even though these characters, you'd want more of them, they still do play around great with the rest of the Transformers cast. The Transformers cast is pretty solid. You know, you've got Optimus Prime, you've got Mirage, you have the Primal stuff, you have Optimus Primal, you have just the entire cast that's there. If you've seen the trailers, you know who's in the movie. This movie, though, and this is not a spoiler, I will say, if you are a fan of Beast Wars, you might walk away from this kind of disappointed, because the characters, the Primals, they don't have the most amount of screen time. The only one that really has the most amount of screen time is Michelle Yeoh's character, and she's in the movie to do the thing, and then that's it. Everybody else is there in the beginning of the movie, and then they show up towards the end of the movie in the third act to do the thing, and then that's that. So if you are a big 90s Beast Wars fan, you're watching this movie and you're just like, fuck, bro. Like, I feel cheated. So that's the only gripe that I will say. If you were going into this movie that's titled Rise of the Beast, you aren't really going to get that, which does suck. That being said, though, I think as a whole, the movie was fine. Like, for what they needed to do, they did the thing, and it was okay. Like, this movie's not going to win any awards. It's not particularly memorable in a lot of respects. It was just an okay Transformers movie. That being said, I am excited to see where they go with this, considering the reception of the movie. While critically it's not great, it is leagues better than any of the reviews from the Michael Bay era. If you were looking at the Michael Bay era in terms of reviews, we're talking like down into the teens, like really bad. And this is if you care about reviews. Rise of the Beast is more, you know, middle of the road towards mixed. Fan reception has been more positive than the Michael Bay movies. So if this movie does well, we could see a potential future for it. And what they're teasing towards the end of it, yeah, they're trying to build this thing up like crazy. But yeah, Transformers Rise of the Beast was fine. It was okay. If you love Transformers, you're going to watch this movie. You're going to be like, that was a solid Transformers movie. Definitely better than everything else. It's not better than Bumblebee, in my honest opinion. I feel like Bumblebee had a lot more heart going forward, and it was just an all-around better movie. But this is definitely the best of the ensemble Transformers films. Okay, so let's see. We got $5 coming in from the homie Kid Cool. Thoughts on Persona 3 Persona 3 Reload, specifically the voice cast for everyone. I think that's a mistake, although admittedly that may be my nostalgia talking. So it's funny, Kid Cool, we actually just got a super chat discussing Persona 3 Reload like literally 20 minutes ago, but I'll go ahead and answer it again for those who are just tuning in. Honestly, I don't have the biggest problem with them recasting it. I mean, at first I was like, why would you do that? The original cast and the performances were so great. But honestly, all the Persona dubs are really friggin' good. So I have really nothing to worry about. The only thing I am worried about, like I said, with a new cast of characters, is how they're going to handle the ending of the game, the finale of the game, and just how emotional it got. Like, those performances were like literally in my personal opinions, like all-time greats for those actors. And it's just going to be really hard for these actors to live up to it, you know, because we're always going to think about the OGs in the back of our head. But I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt and see what they do going forward. So yeah, I'm not really too concerned about the voice recast. The rest of the game, I mean, I really wish that this was the best of both worlds, if they were combining all the content from Portable and all the content from the updated PS2 version. But it doesn't seem like they're doing that. They're throwing us a bone by giving us some of the content, but they're not including the playable female character, nor are they including the answer, which I just think is very weird. Like, why wouldn't you do that if you have this opportunity? You're remaking Persona 3. Go ahead and just do it. Like, anybody else in this scenario would do something like that. But this is Atlas being Atlas, man. Give it like 3 years time and they'll release Persona 3 Remax Reload or whatever. $1.99 from Julian Phoenix. The Maximals didn't do shit. That was my main gripe. Yeah, they were just there. They were just there to exist. And like I said, do the thing towards the end. You know, I'm trying not to say what they do towards the end, but if you are a fan, they do the thing. And, you know, you're going to smile in the theaters when that happens. But shout out to all the people who've been joining in between. We got the homie Shiv in the chat. We got Reed94. We got Valkian24. We got Trapped in My Psych. We got Otaku Underground. What's up, gentlemen? What do you think about the thing at the end? Okay, so I'm not going to get into the thing at the end that happens, but there is something that happens at the end that is teasing a larger universe, like a lot of these companies have been doing as of late. And I'm not going front. I was shocked. I literally said, what the fuck, in the theaters. Everybody in the theaters was like, what? They're doing that? Yeah, it's definitely something that when you watch it, you're like, oh shit. But at the same time, depending on what manifests from this, it could just amount to nothing. And looking back on it, we'll just be like, well, that was pointless. But as it stands, it got a good reaction from me. It got a good reaction from me. What's up, Common Rider? What's up, Andrew James? How y'all doing? Post-release DLC, maybe. But that's the thing, Jason. It's like, it feels weird for a remake to have post-release content. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wouldn't that be in the actual remake? They showed Vin Diesel saying, I need more family Optimus. Oh, God. You know what the funny thing is? With Fast X, like I said, I could have sworn there was going to be a Transformers crossover in the final act of that movie, because there's a scene with Vin Diesel, and the movie's out on digital now, so spoilers, come on now. There's a scene where Vin Diesel's cornered by these two trucks, and I was just thinking to myself, okay, one of these has got to be Optimus Prime in disguise, and I would not be shocked if he just transforms. Like, literally, at this point, I'm surprised they have not done a Fast and Furious and Transformers crossover. As stupid as that sounds, I would take the Michael Bay era Transformers and cross them over with the Fast and Furious family. Like, it's just one of those, like, if you're going to do something stupid with stupid characters and stupid people, just do it. Just do it, man. Oh, man. God, Fast X. That was certainly one of the movies of all time. That was such a movie. Shout out to everybody watching right now. If you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure you hit that like button. Helps out the channel tremendously. Well, Atlas does love their DLC, specifically all the costume stuff. They're not really doing like expansion stuff. They usually make you rebuy a whole game for that, but we'll see. Hey, what's going on, Obi? How you doing? And for Optimus Prime fans, at least like fans of the live action movies, I am happy to report that Optimus Prime is still a psychopathic, bloodthirsty murderer in Rise of the Beast. They will not let that go. They will never let that go. If there's one thing that was so hilarious about the Michael Bay movies, it's just how unhinged Optimus Prime is. Like, that man has got Black Air Force energy. It is insane, bro. And he's doing some crazy shit. He's doing some crazy shit in this movie. Oh my God. What do you want to see out of Kingdom Hearts 4? So Kingdom Hearts 4, and I feel like I talk about this every stream. Honestly, what I want to see with Kingdom Hearts 4 is I want to see, and I know this is going to sound so stupid considering it's Tetsuya Nomura working on it, but I do want to see more consistency with the writing of the game. Now, I know consistency and Tetsuya Nomura in the same sentence is kind of an oxymoron. But the way I look at Tetsuya Nomura is I kind of look at him like the Japanese video game developer equivalent of George Lucas, where Nomura has all these ideas. Like, he's really cool at building this world. He's really cool about having all these characters in there. And like, all this stuff is really interesting and it's great to theorize. But when it comes down to him doing stuff himself, the execution is really not that great. When Nomura is working with collaborators, like he did on Kingdom Hearts 2, those people, they can go back and forth and they can take his ideas and they can write something that's decent enough for a game. And we saw that with Kingdom Hearts 2. But when you let Nomura do his own thing, you start seeing the latter parts of Dream Drop Distance, and you start seeing Kingdom Hearts 3 as a whole, and it's just like, come on, dude. Like, really? Seriously? So I wouldn't mind if he worked with a competent writing team who's like, okay, Nomura is big picture, and he has all these ideas he wants to do. Put it on a whiteboard, and all these people, they take that vision, and they somehow make it coherent. I would love that. In addition to that, I want to see more effort put into the Disney worlds. One of my biggest issues with Kingdom Hearts 3 is that the Disney worlds were so uneven, right? So if you're looking at something like Tangled and Frozen, and you're comparing the effort that was in those worlds, and you compare it to something like Toy Story or Big Hero 6, those worlds are so lifeless by comparison, that being Tangled and Frozen. And I understand that's because Disney had more of a say with Kingdom Hearts 3 versus the other ones, so they didn't want things to deviate too much, considering those are well-known established properties that everybody knows. So if you're playing through those worlds in Kingdom Hearts, Sora doesn't really feel like he's part of the experience. Of course, that's not to say that in other Kingdom Hearts games, the stories were drastically different, but you felt like Sora was friends with Aladdin when he went to Agrabah, and he was friends with, you know, Ariel, and there was like enough little deviations there that made it somewhat fresh, or at least interesting for the pocket of time that you're playing it. I want to see more effort into those Disney worlds. That's the only way that I would accept them bringing in something like a Treasure Planet, or bringing Atlantis into the mix, or maybe some other Pixar worlds. Like, I just want to see more effort go into that stuff rather than, hey, here's some elements from the movies. It's going to be a theme park ride, essentially. That's the one thing I hated the most. So if they can actually work and collaborate with Disney and do those things, I'm down for it. Oh, what's going on, Walter? How you doing, my brother? Good to see you. And now that this is a new era of Kingdom Hearts, I honestly wouldn't mind if we started seeing some, you know, this is a shot in the dark, but maybe some Marvel and Star Wars content. Throw that into the mix. I don't care at this point. I mean, at that point, you're messing with a bunch of different licensees, and it becomes even more of a nightmare. But I feel like Marvel might play ball with Kingdom Hearts. I mean, Marvel is very much so all about video games now. So if they could do some crossovers and maybe do some fun stuff, there could be a lot of great banter going on. But again, everything comes down to how it's handled. But in the event that Kingdom Hearts doesn't get any of that stuff, I really want to see them focus on original worlds. That's something that Nomura has been doing more and more with the recent games. He's really building out the lore of Kingdom Hearts and the characters. I'd want to see more original worlds created with original characters included into Kingdom Hearts, you know? I want to see more of that stuff. If you want to throw in some more Final Fantasy representation, you can do that as well, because Final Fantasy representation has been severely lacking. That's one of the reasons why I didn't like Part 3. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna put more Final Fantasy characters. Well, not really. Check back at the end of the game, and it's like, really, bro? So yeah, more Final Fantasy characters. Make it worthwhile. Like, I want it to feel special and not just like, okay, we're gonna have them in for cameos just for the sake of. And then everything from there, I mean, it's just standard improvements you want to see. Like, you know, keep improving on the combat, make it fun, like do all of those things. Another thing, and I've been saying this since Birth by Sleep came out, I want to see Kingdom Hearts delve into the world of online multiplayer. Now, that was something that they did do on the handhelds. They did with the PSP with the Mirage Arena. If you played Kingdom Hearts 358 by 2 days, they did have the co-op missions you could do. I want to see co-op, full-on co-op done in Kingdom Hearts 4. Whether it's, you know, a separate mode or a separate game that they create, you could definitely do that with Kingdom Hearts. Like that Kingdom Hearts combat, going ahead and doing missions with people, fighting giant heartless. This could technically be Square Enix's answer to Monster Hunter, if that makes sense, except you're fighting giant heartless and nobodies and, you know, unversed, things like that. You could do a lot with that. I would love to see that. But yeah, that's basically the gist I want to see out of like Kingdom Hearts in the future. You know, just put more effort and emphasis into the Disney worlds, the collabs, the collaborations. And if you're not going to do that, just give me really unique and interesting Kingdom Hearts worlds. $6.99 super chat coming in from Colin, my boy. What's up, my brother? Hey, Chris, how are you doing tonight, man? I'm doing pretty good now that I've seen you, my brother. As a huge fan of Persona and Atlas, I'm incredibly excited for the upcoming games. We eating good tonight. Yes, there is a lot of good stuff coming up. And, you know, we might as well just segue that into, you know, the Xbox Game Showcase. Yeah, man, the Atlas and Xbox been getting pretty buddy as of late, bro. I mean, they put Persona in the last showcase that they did. That was one of their one last things. Persona 3, 4, and 5 coming to Game Pass. And then now they showed up and they not only announced they announced 2 brand new Persona games. 2 brand new ones, not ports. 2 brand new ones. One of them remake and one of them a new tactic game. Then they come out there and they announce a new Atlas RPG from the Persona people. Like, that is huge news. And I know for a lot of people it doesn't seem like a big deal because it's like, whatever, those games are going to sell more on PlayStation and Nintendo. But the fact that Xbox is working with Atlas to promote their stuff and they have a good, healthy relationship, that is good news. And I'm excited for Metaphor ReFantasio. It looks friggin' incredible. $4.99 coming in from Zack Rodriguez. Neo, I beat Tears of the Kingdom recently. Definitely a top 3 game for me. It was so damn good. Just sad it's over. What do you think would be your top 10 games? So yeah, Tears of the Kingdom. I actually took a little bit of a break. I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom in like 2 weeks since I've been going back and forth between Jedi Survivor and just a whole bunch of other stuff out here in the world. But I need to get back to that, man. It was such a good game. If we're talking like top 10 games of all time, man, that just fluctuates so much. Like, any game in my top 10 list could be my number 1. I mean, some of my most favorite games of all time, you guys know this. The Witcher 3, Final Fantasy 6, Final Fantasy 9, Chrono Trigger. Oh, shout out to Xbox OB for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you, my brother. Are you watching right now? Are you watching? You know, Final Fantasy 6, Final Fantasy 9, Chrono Trigger, as you know, like I'm a big fan of Square Enix stuff. But then, you know, you have like really, really good stories in games like The Walking Dead Season 1 and then The Wolf Among Us. You have games like Fallout New Vegas. There's just so much stuff. Devil May Cry 3 was incredible. You know, freaking like there's so many good games out there, man. And it's hard to pick a top 10 list. It really is. But you know, those were some of my favorite games out there. Let's see. What's a better game if you had to choose? Monster Hunter Stories 2 or Persona 5 Strikers? Answer. Anyone can answer. I just need help deciding a sale. So I'm not the best person to answer this because I have not played those 2 games. But from my understanding, those are very different games. You know, Persona 5 Strikers is more of a Musou Persona game, versus Monster Hunter Stories 2, from my understanding, is more of like a Monster Hunter spin on Pokemon. I think that's the spinoff. I think that's what it is. I'm not sure. But I've heard really good things about both of them. So I feel like you can't go wrong with either. Hey, what's up, Nicholas Bloom? What are your thoughts on Across the Spider-Verse? I loved it. I loved it so much. I saw it 3 times in the span of 6 days. $1.99 super chat coming in from Long Live Kevin Samuels. Did you see the Tenok Muerta news? Yes, I did. So if you guys don't know, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, like Tenok Muerta. He played Namor in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. He's currently going through something right now where somebody in his life has accused him of sexual assault, and you guys know how this goes. It's one of those things where it's like, oh boy. So she came out, she said that, and then he came out and he denied it. So, you know, it's one of those situations where we just gonna have to wait and see what happens. But regardless of that, oh boy, it is not a good time. It is not a good time to be Kevin Feige right now. Between all of the leaks happening with the MCU, between just the overall opinions being all over the place, the Jonathan Majors controversy, the writer's strike, and now this. It is not good, man. It is not good. It's like something happened after Endgame. It's like, yo, now y'all are going to have the toughest battles of the MCU. If you thought putting this universe together was the hardest part, y'all ain't seen nothing yet. But again, like everything else in life, we're going to have to wait and see what happens as more information comes out. That's all we can say. Because we haven't seen anything regarding, like with the Jonathan Majors stuff, we heard a lot more out the gate versus this. All we've gotten are allegations, and it hasn't, from my understanding, it hasn't like developed from there. So we'll just see. I'm gonna reserve judgment until further notice. But still, Kevin Feige, that man is tired. That man is tired. He just shit just cannot go right with him, man. How would you rank all of the live action Disney remakes you've seen? So out of the ones that I have seen, this is tough because it's like number one is good, but only good. You know, it's not like they're amazing or wow. So I would say like at number one would be the Jungle Book. Jungle Book, I thought that was solid, and that's mainly because the original Jungle Book is not the greatest movie, so they just improved on that. So it was the Jungle Book at number one. Then I would say Cinderella at number two, the Guy Ritchie Aladdin movie at number three. Do I have to rank everything else? Because then after that, it's just like, ugh. You know? It's like Beauty and the Beast, ugh. Alice in the Wonderland, ugh. The Lion King, ugh, at the fucking bottom. So yeah, I would definitely say, you know, Jungle Book, Cinderella, Aladdin, and then The Little Mermaid. Because I did see The Little Mermaid recently. And it just goes to show you, I saw a whole other Disney live action remake within a few weeks, and I've already forgotten about it. Hey, man. That's not my fault, it's theirs. $4.99 coming in from the homie Zack Rodriguez. I'm trying to figure out what series I should play next. Maybe Xenoblade? Bayonetta, perhaps? Guardians of the Galaxy? Danganronpa? Or Fire Emblem Three Houses? What are your thoughts? All right, Zack Rodriguez, I'm going to be very, 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 very easy when it comes to this answer. Play them all. Because I'm going to say play all of them. I will say this, though. You did just go through the Persona series, right? You're working through the Persona series right now. I know you finished up Persona 4 Golden. I would say take a little bit of a break from the JRPGs. Because, you know, as much as we love JRPGs around these parts, they can be very time consuming, especially some of these that are like 80, 90, 100 plus hours. And I don't want you to get JRPG burnt out, because I became JRPG burnt out back in 2020. And trust me, it took so long to get back into playing JRPGs. Because I remember I played through like 30 hours of Persona 5 Royal. Then I went straight into Final Fantasy VII Remake. Then I started up Ys 8. And then at that point, I was like, oh, I am tired, bro. So what I like to do is after I finish a long JRPG, I like to have a palate cleanser thrown into the mix. So considering you just did Persona, bro, I would say play something like Bayonetta or Guardians of the Galaxy. Bayonetta is a franchise, action-based, so it's definitely more about your timing when it comes to doing your combos and things like that. The spectacle of Bayonetta is awesome. And the games are not that long. You know, they're like 8 to 12 hours to complete. Great for replayability. Bayonetta is cool. And you can get the games dirt cheap, whether it's like on Xbox or PlayStation or if you have the Switch. Guardians of the Galaxy, again, another fantastic palate cleanser. Great game. I think it took all of us by surprise because, you know, after the Marvel Avengers game came out, I don't think anybody was looking forward to that game. It did not have a good revealing. The marketing was terrible. And then the game comes out and it's fucking incredible. You know, it's got his issues, of course. Like, you know, you wish the combat would be deeper and you wish the game had like more animations. But for what they were able to pull off, it was a lot of fun. That interpretation of the Guardians was incredible. Like, the writing was insanely good. The story was solid. Like, it's awesome, dude. And then from there, games like Danganronpa. That Danganronpa is a visual novel, so that's more along the lines of if you just want to play a game and come on, there you go. Thank you, Logitech Brio. That's more along the lines of if you want to play a game and you just want to relax when you're playing it. You don't really have to worry about precise button inputs and prompts unless you're in the actual trials. There are a couple of like mini games you have to play, but they're really cool investigative mysteries where you have to figure out who done it. Danganronpa is insanely well written. And dude, I will never forget my first time playing through Danganronpa 1 and 2 on the Vita and just how hooked I got. I remember I went through the entirety of Danganronpa 1 and I immediately ordered part 2 on Amazon and I started playing through that. It's so good. It's so good. And I'm trying to, I don't want to speak too much about how great they are because so much of why Danganronpa is awesome lies in the mysteries and figuring out some stuff. But yeah, I would say play all of them, bro, but definitely have a couple of palate cleansers in the mix. And then Fire Emblem Three Houses, that's a game you can play like 3 times. Like Jason here has played that game like 82 times. Is that like your most played game on Switch, Jason? Neo, #1 rule, don't play multiple JRPGs at the same time. I know. And I learned my lesson, Black Dragon. I learned my lesson not to do that again. Have you seen Malevolent with Angelina Jolie? Do you mean Maleficent? I did see Maleficent, and that's like mid-bottom tier Disney remix. I remember I started to fall asleep watching that. Angelina Jolie was great in the role, though. I just don't like this idea of like we have to like reform villains and shit. It's just like let evil people be evil people. I don't need a backstory about how somebody did them dirty and now they're just misunderstood. I don't like that. Yeah, Persona 5 Strikers, it's on my list to play after I finally finish Royal, but I'm not in any rush considering it's a Musou game. I have heard it's one of the better ones, but again, that would purely be a game that I just put on just to turn my brain off and enjoy it. Like, I'm not thinking about anything else in life. I'm just focused on pew, 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 slash, 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 boom, boom, boom. No, I haven't watched any death battles recently. It's been a while since I've seen a death battle. Are the Shin Megami Tensei games harder than the Persona games? Yes, they are. Mainly because they're from a different era. The Shin Megami Tensei games, like, it depends on like what series you're going for. If you're talking about just the mainline SMT games, like SMT, like 4, 5, things like that, they are harder than Persona. But just in general, a lot of JRPGs, for the most part, have gotten easier as of late. So even something like SMT 5 is not as difficult as SMT 4, which wasn't as difficult as SMT 3. Nah, if you're going to play a Musou game, play it with good frame rate. So I'd say play that on PlayStation or PC. How far are you into Jedi Survivor? Oh, not too far. I'm on, I think I'm on the 3rd planet. $2 super chat from Julian Phoenix. What are your thoughts on Star Wars Outlaws? So here's the thing. I remember when they showed it off at the Xbox Showcase, I was like, y'all trying to get me excited for a CGI trailer? And then at the end, they said, oh no, it's going to be at Ubisoft Forward tomorrow. So I said, okay. And I ain't going front. I was surprised. I was shocked because in the back of my mind, I thoroughly believed that this was going to be a live service Star Wars game because I saw who was working on it. Massive Entertainment. They worked on The Division. And I was thinking, okay, so this is going to be a live service Star Wars game. It's like Star Wars meet The Division. And I ain't going front. As much as like we give live service games flack, I like the idea of a Star Wars bounty hunter game from the guys who did The Division, where you just go on missions with your boys and you explore the world. Like, that sounds so awesome to me. And if there is a franchise that is very suited for that, it's Star Wars. And with the way how they handled The Division, I think it could have worked. But regardless of that, what we're getting is a third-person open-world Star Wars adventure. And it looks pretty solid. I mean, obviously, the gameplay footage was a little rough because the game is still in the development. But it's checking all the boxes, man. It's crazy that we're really getting a Star Wars video game renaissance. Like, we had the 2 Jedi games come out. Phenomenal, fantastic. And now we're getting this Star Wars game. Maybe in the next lifetime, we might get that Quantic Dream Star Wars game. But yeah, things are looking up for it, man. I mean, it just brings me back to a time where the Star Wars license was just licensed out to so many different studios and they worked on different stuff. For the longest time, all we had gotten was just like Lego, the MMO game, and Star Wars Battlefront. And now we're seeing it go to different developers. And I want to see more of that stuff. I want to see Star Wars come out and do different things. Respawn is working on different games. I think they're doing a Star Wars... I think they said they're doing a Star Wars FPS. They might be doing a strategy game. Let's see more of that stuff. Like, let's see more of that stuff. We have the Jedi Survivors. We have the Star Wars Outlaws. I wouldn't mind if we really, forayed into a Star Wars live service game. I know it's taboo, but I love the idea of having a co-op Star Wars game with your friends with, persistent content that's available and support. Like, that's awesome. That just sounds so cool to me, depending on how they handle it. And then from there we can do different stuff. Like maybe we let the guys who did XCOM, maybe we let them work on a Star Wars game. I mean, I don't know how well that's gonna fare considering Midnight Suns flopped, even though that is a good game. Just maybe that's not in the cards for people right now. They don't like licensed IPs to do things like card-based strategy games. Even though Midnight Suns, I would have loved it to play like XCOM. The fact that it didn't was kind of to its benefit. It's so freaking dope. It's like a completely different game, and it works. But yeah, Star Wars Outlaw looks great. I love the protagonist. She seems pretty cool. And I'm just excited to explore, like, just different eras of Star Wars, like different pockets of the stories, do different stuff, and yeah, an open-world Star Wars game. I can get jiggy with that. $4.99 coming in from Blue Senshi. I've been playing a Pokemon fan game called Pokemon Annihilate before Nintendo Black Ops takes it down. It's a really fun old school Pokemon game. Yeah, man, you got to be careful when it comes to them Nintendo ninjas, bro. Them Nintendo ninjas, they come with a quickness. I remember it was so funny because there was this video of this little kid who was, I think he was dressed up as Bowser and he was singing Peaches. And everyone was like, oh man, that's so cute. Look at him go. And in the back of my mind, I'm just like, it is only a matter of time before Nintendo sends a cease and desist to this kid. How dare you sing our song without any permission? Without the express written consent. Oh, man. But yeah, a lot of people, they're big into those Pokemon fan games. I mean, because the recent Pokemon games aren't really serving them, I guess. So they go and they try those different things. Yeah, it's awesome. I love that for y'all. $4.99 coming in from the homie Kory Gryffindor. For Kingdom Hearts 4, what Disney movie would you want from each era? Renaissance post, Renaissance new, Renaissance Pixar, live action, and animated show. Okay, so, all right. So it's hard for me to classify the eras because I know the Renaissance era. I know what happens after the Renaissance era because that's more like the late 90s, early 2000s, and then you start getting into Pixar and things like that. So obviously, both of these come from like post-Renaissance era where Disney started to do less musical animated movies and more animated movies that are about stories or they're comedies and things like that. So you already know the two at the top of my list. Kory Gryffindor, you know this. You've been following me for a long time. I want to see Atlantis and I want to see Treasure Planet because I think both of those worlds really lend themselves to Kingdom Hearts and how they can imagine gameplay surrounding them. You could do a lot of stuff with them. And it doesn't feel as if it's going to be too out of place. Like, you don't really have to do too much to change Sora and company and make them fit in those worlds. So, Atlantis, Treasure Planet, those are the two at the top of my list. As far as Pixar goes, I mean, y'all know this. Y'all know this. Incredibles. Incredibles all day, every day. I don't know what the story is going to be, but I need to see Mr. Incredible just hang out with Sora and them. And then it gets kind of hard to do other Pixar stuff because a lot of the Pixar stuff recently has been really depressing. It's been more movies that are about looking into yourself as a person. So things like Soul, things like Turning Red, dealing with generational trauma. You can't really do that. So I'll stick with Incredibles for Pixar. Going further outside of that into Disney animation, Princess and the Frog. Princess and the Frog would be absolutely beautiful. You could do something with that. I'm thinking other Pixar stuff that could work. You could do something with Inside Out. Oh, Coco. You could definitely do something with Coco. Even though that does get into more like generational trauma and stuff like that. You could definitely do a lot with Coco. But yeah, Princess and the Frog, absolutely. That art style would be great. Oh, Johan, what's going on, bro? What else, man? I'm trying to think of like other animated movies. Like they did Big Hero 6, they did Frozen, they did that. I mean, for old time's sake, we could do Ratatouille, like a proper Ratatouille world. I mean, he was in Kingdom Hearts 3, but a proper Ratatouille world would be funny. Oh, we talk about a lot of things, Johan. You know how it goes. Hey, Marcus, what's up, brother? $2 from Marty Avanti. Do you trust Yoshi P as a director and a producer? Well, that man, well, not single-handedly, but that man saved Final Fantasy XIV and brought it back from the brink, and it made it Square Enix's most acclaimed game since Final Fantasy VII. So, yeah, I trust this, man. I trust him. We'll see how Final Fantasy XVI fares, though, because everything about the game is shaping up really, really well, but things could change by the time we get the game in our hands. But so far, it's ticking all the boxes. And you know what? We might as well discuss that right now because I know a lot of people have been asking me about it. So I did start the Final Fantasy demo. I started it earlier today before I had to really start my day. And I got a little bit into it, not too far. I got past the intro section and I did the training tutorial where I learned all the combat, and then I paused from there because I had to go and start my day. But from what I have played, man, that demo, I know it's going to change because, you know, the demo is like, what, 2 hours long? But, man, that intro and when it starts, bro, y'all might as well, if you haven't played the demo, y'all might as well just go and get yourself some popcorn because it can be cutscene heavy, bro. It can be very cutscene heavy. Like, there's so much to a point where you boot up the game, you're thinking, all right, I'm going to get into some gameplay. You're going to walk 5 feet, and then, boom, cutscene. And it's like, fuck. And then you gain control of the character again. And then you walk 5 feet and then boom, cutscene. I'm like, oh shit, bro. And mind you, I love cutscenes as much as the next guy. But that's part of my problem with some of the more recent Yakuza games. They go heavy on the cutscenes. And I like the story in it. But sometimes you got to remember that it's a video game. And we need a lot of action. But according to a lot of people, that's just the early parts of the demo. Once you get past the training tutorial and you get further into it, it stops doing that. So I'm excited. Once I finish the stream, I'm going to go back and finish it. And more often than not, you know, just based off everything, you're going to hear me say, oh my God, it's amazing. I need it in my life right now. So yeah, check out for that tweet. Oh man. Neo, I beat Returnal last night. In my opinion, it's the best PS5 game and one of the best Sony games. Yeah, Returnal gets a lot of love. I still have to beat the game, man. I got through a couple of biomes and then just the game kept crashing on me that I was like, I'm not going to do this. Because I bought it when it first came out. And I was excited to play it, and it just kept crashing. But they've patched it, so I'll probably do a proper run. But it was fun. It's just one of those games that is just pure gameplay, pure fun. I just beat Persona 4 Golden. Great game, but Persona 3 is better. Ooh, damn. So I will say I think that the emotional story beats of Persona 3 are a lot better. But I love Persona 4's cast so much, man. What do you want Sora's personality to be like Kingdom Hearts 4? I want Sora to go through some shit, man. I actually want them to write him as a character because Sora is just... He's just very static to me, man. I want Sora to go through some stuff. Like, your best friend went through so much growth as a person, and Sora, it's like, I'm wondering where his development is. Now, I know maybe that's not the point of Sora's character, but Sora's just always that character. It's like, yeah, you know, my friends, I believe my friends, and that's why this, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, can we get some actual struggles for Sora? Can Sora, like, go through some arcs? Can Sora do, like, I just want more development for Sora. Outside of him just being the person that says, you're wrong, light will prevail against darkness. Like, just do some different shit, man. Like, I know people love his optimism and all that stuff. I get it. But we can do some more. Cut his arm off in the Star Wars world. Oh, yeah, that'll get him some character development. That's true. So Maddie says he played through the Final Fantasy 16 demo and he's very mixed. I can't say much on the story, but the combat is fun, but felt very simplistic, even if it gets better in the Acon challenge after the main demo. Yeah, someone here just said play the Acon challenge. Okay, that's interesting. Well, I mean, remember, it is a demo, so it's one of those situations where, you know, it should give you an idea of what the game is, but of course, the further you get into the game, the more expansive the combat gets. So So I think that, you know, that's a fair assessment as of now. Yeah, the Persona 3 ending was phenomenal. That nigga's crying up in the club, bro. Crying up in the club at 11:30 at night. Hey, what's going on, Lars? How you doing, brother? Yeah, as far as gaming goes right now, y'all, like I said, I put Tears of the Kingdom on the back burner for a little bit because that's one of the games where it's just like, I know I'm going to do so much stuff before I even complete the main story. So I'm just playing other stuff in the meantime. So Jason, I'm sorry, I'm not going to have it completed by the time we go see Flash. But yeah, you know, Jedi Survivor, Fable, like, because ever since I saw the showcase, I was like, I really want to replay Fable. So I just re-downloaded the game, booted up my save file that I started during lockdown, and I'm just gonna go through that. And that's the cool thing about Fable. You know, I'm going through it, and Fable is not a long game. You can have like what 100% completion in Fable in like what 20 hours, if that. Man, just the era of time where, you know, you put a short amount of time in a game, and it's like that's it, that's everything. It's cool. It's like, wow, that's awesome. Whereas nowadays, you feel like you put it 20 hours into a game and you haven't even scratched the surface of the surface. So, yeah, man. Fable, Jedi Survivor. And, you know, I've been high-key thinking about, you know, finishing up Danganronpa V3, man. What are your thoughts on Ubisoft Forward? It was meh for the most part, with Prince of Persia being the best and the rest from neat to not for me. So I thought Ubisoft Forward was actually decent. They showed a lot of games that I actually wanted to play. You know, Star Wars Outlaw, Assassin's Creed Mirage. That new Prince of Persia just came out of nowhere, bro. That's going to be a day one. They talk about adding combos into the mix. Oh, let's fucking go, bro. But yeah, I can't wait to play that Prince of Persia game. A good Prince of Persia game and not that Sands of Time remake that they were trying to launch. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus, bro. They were really going to launch that game back in 2020. I want to know who at Ubisoft thought that you would get like the F team to work on a Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake. And they were going to release that. Wow. Yeah, Ubisoft had a press conference. Nah, you can't get 100% completion in Fable because one achievement is locked. Oh, they locked an achievement to an app? Oh, God. That era of gaming. That era of gaming where we had like all the things outside and we made it part of the game, like the smart glass app. That's weird. But I'm talking about more like 100% completion in terms of all the main stuff in the game, you know? Not necessarily the achievements. Yeah, Danganronpa V3, I bought it on the Vita when it came out and I played a little bit of it, but then I was playing other stuff at the time and I just never finished it. And then I saw it in my Vita collection over here when we were cleaning up. And I was just like, man, I really want to replay Danganronpa. But I didn't want to replay 1 and 2 again because I wanted to get straight to 3. And then I saw that they had it on Game Pass. And I was just like, fuck it, I'll just play it on Game Pass. So I downloaded it there. Yeah, Xbox Smart Glass. That was an era. That was an era, bro. That was an era where all games had like app companions and everything. Oh, brother. That was something. Yeah, that Prince of Persia game, they said is running 60 frames on the Switch. So I definitely think I'm going to pick up a physical copy of that on there. I'll probably get it digitally on like Xbox or PlayStation, but I'll get a physical copy for the Switch collection. Hey, we chilling over here, Lars. You know what we do, bro. We chilling, living life, taking it day by day. That's what we do, brother. But you know what's really interesting? With this Metaphor ReFantasio game coming out, I'm wondering, because if this game's coming out next year, what do y'all think the timeline is for Persona 6? Because I was thinking optimistically we'd get like Persona 6 2025. You know what I'm saying? But with this game coming out, it depends on how many, because I know Atlas has different divisions, but some of the talent, like, I hope it's not being spread across all these separate divisions to work on different things. So, fingers crossed that this is its own separate team, and then Persona 6 has been I assume Persona 6 has been incubating this whole time, and they're working on it, and it's probably going to come out. But that's the thing. I don't want to say 2025, because knowing them, 2026. I'm thinking 2026, because that'll be 10 years since Persona 5. Holy shit, that'll be 10 years since Persona 5. Oh my god. I can't believe that. I cannot believe that, bro. 2026. Do y'all think that they're going to have one more Persona 5 game come out? Because they have this Persona 5 Tactica. I think they're going to do a fighting game. I don't think it's going to be Persona 5, but I think it's going to be all of them. Like, all of them in one Persona fighting game. I feel like we got one more game coming out. One more Persona 5 related game. Because they're running out of genres, bro. They did strategy. They did Musou. They did the RPG. You know, they had Persona Q2. Like, we need the fighting game. They're going to get a mobile game. Like, what is next? What is next, Atlas? Man, the day when Atlas does like a first-person shooter Persona game. Good God. What would that even look like? A first-person Persona shooter game. Oh my God. A Persona 5 FPS. Persona 5 Candy Crush. Hey, look, there you go. Persona 5 Genshin Impact. I can see that. Have you played the Sea of Stars demo? It's really good. Pixel-based, pixel turn-based RPG inspired by Chrono Trigger. I have not, but I need to play it. It's on my list, and it's coming to Game Pass, which is awesome. Will Metaphor get a dub? I don't like reading subs. Yeah, all of Atlas's titles as of late have gotten dubs, so I don't see why not, especially if it was shown off at like the Xbox Game Showcase. Yeah, it's gonna get a dub. And honestly, the more dubs they put in their game, the easier it is to sell to Western audiences. Like, that's the thing that Sega has noticed when they localized the Yakuza games. They gave Judgment a dub, and that did really well. They gave Yakuza Like a Dragon a dub, and that did really well. And they're gonna keep doing that. So, absolutely, bro. Hey, you been on State of Decay 2 all day? Hey, there you go, man. Damn, what's up, Neo? I just realized I've been subbed to you since 2010. LOL, back when you was playing Naruto Ninja Storm 1. Yes, sir. Back in the days where we were doing Storm 2 news updates for all the vlogs, looking at all the scans from Shonen Jump, and oh, man, good times, bro. Good times, man. Appreciate the support, my brother. Thank you so much. Oh, hello, Miss Zelda Moon. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the chat. If y'all are enjoying the stream, make sure you hit that like button. Helps out the channel tremendously. And why is my iPhone not sending messages? Because I could have sworn I texted you back a while ago, and it said that it didn't. What is going on? Oh. Yeah, you know what I need? I need like a nice co-op game. I have not played a solid co-op game in a while, bro. I'm just waiting for some new heat to come out and just be like, yo, that's the game. I was thinking Gotham Knights was going to be that game, and then it just ended up being one of those games of all time. I still remember Storm 2 review. Yeah, the Storm 2 review that I did, like, what, a year after the game came out, right? And I remember it felt like such a long time, even though it was only a year. It Takes Two. Oh, no, yeah, I went through It Takes Two. I actually played it with my boy, Joaquin. Nobody does co-op games like Joseph Fares. That man right there know what he doing. This is a Christian stream. No, this is a Christopher stream. Oh, I like what you did there, Jason. I like what you did there. Speaking of Naruto Ninja Storm, are you interested in Storm Connections at all? Not really. I mean, I played through Storm 4. It was cool, but I need the Storm games to do something different. I feel like they've just been stagnating for a while. And, you know, if people like it, if they have fun with it, that's cool. But me, myself, and I'm like, it's kind of the same problem I have with the Dragon Ball Z games. You're not really doing too much new to service me. I mean, you had Kakarot come out, and that was whatever. But the most exciting Dragon Ball Z game, in my honest opinion, was Dragon Ball FighterZ, because that's an actual fighting game made by an actual developer who works on fighting games. You know, Xenoverse is a lot of fun for people. They have fun with that. But everything else is just kind of like hit or miss in my honest opinion. Budokai Tenkaichi 4 is exciting because we haven't had a Budokai Tenkaichi game since the PS2. But Storm Connection's coming out. I'll probably pick it up down the road to have a Storm game to play a Storm game now, but it's not like at the top of my list. Like, oh, I really want to play that because I'm looking forward to it. They need to start milking Kingdom Hearts like they do Persona. Where's my turn-based Kingdom Hearts game? No. They do not need to. Sir, there was a time where they released Kingdom Hearts games damn near every single year. Like, we don't. No, we got. It's good to have this little break after 3. We don't need Kingdom Hearts games coming out on like 16 different platforms anymore. You had Kingdom Hearts 3, you had Remind, you had Melody of Memories. Let's just let it chill until Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out. Don't give Tetsuya any more ideas. I'm telling you, Mexican Zorberg, they don't get it, bro. They don't get it. There was a time where, like, bro, you had to be rich as fuck if you wanted to be a Kingdom Hearts fan. Because it started on the PS2, then they had a game on the Game Boy Advance, but that was okay because they remade it on the PS2. But then they had a game on the DS, then on the 3DS, then on the PSP. Then they remade those games and put them out on the PS3. And then on the PS4, and it just got too ridiculous, man. Now, you could comfortably play all the Kingdom Hearts games for a low price, that being $20 on the PS4 and on the Xbox. But back in the day, you had to shell out, no lie, like thousands of dollars. Like a couple $1,000s between a PS2, a Game Boy Advance, a DS, a 3DS, a PSP, a PS3, a PS4, and that's if you wanted to play it at launch. If you waited a long time, you could get by. Man, I don't miss those days. I do not. Are you excited for the Apollo Justice trilogy? Absolutely. The only good highlight of that Capcom showcase. Guys, this is big news for people like me. But Capcom is finally bringing out more Ace Attorney games. Well, they're not new ones, but they're bringing out the Ace Attorney games that were stuck on the DS and the 3DS, and they are bringing them forward onto modern platforms. PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, PC. I am so fucking excited. I'm so excited for it. The only games that we're really missing is like Miles Edgeworth. We need that. But more Ace Attorney, the better, man. Like, let me show y'all how much I fucking adore Ace Attorney. You guys are gonna believe this, but you're not gonna believe this. Hold up. Where is it? Here, no. Where is it? I'm just looking through my Switch collection. Where is it? Yeah, all my Switch. I was organizing my Switch collection, so everything is on the ground right now. But yeah, this is how much of a big Ace Attorney fan I am. So when they announced that they were bringing over the trilogy, like Ace Attorney 1, 2, and 3, which if you guys have not played those games, please play them. They're available on everywhere. They're dirt cheap. They're so good. They're visual novel games. You play court trials. It's so much fun to be had. Great mysteries, great characters. Oh my god, they're incredible games. But when they re-released them, they did not do a physical run for it. They were like, sorry, we're not going to do that. It's going to be digital only. However, in Japan, they did do physical versions, I believe, for the PlayStation 4 and also the Nintendo Switch. And I was just like, okay, I love the Switch. And then I found out that the physical version was only going to be like around $40 after import fees, which I'm like, that's incredible. And if you bought the physical copy, it was fully playable in English. Even though it was a Japanese game, you know, the Switch is not region locked, but it was a Japanese game, fully playable in English. So I went ahead and imported the Phoenix Wright trilogy from Japan. Like, dude, I was like, I'm definitely getting a physical copy for this. And it's in my Switch bag right now. But, bro, I fucking love this franchise so much. The first game is awesome. Second game is great. The third game is what truly made me fall in love with this franchise. If you guys have not played Trials and Tribulations, if you played through 1 and 2 and you're just waiting on 3, Part 3, my God, that is some peak shit. So good. The franchise has never been like as great as that third game. I mean, it's still good, still great, but that third game, oh my god! Anyone who's a Ace Attorney fan will talk about that shit. And then this one randomly I imported from Japan because I don't know. The thing about the Switch is I just like importing random like the cool thing about the Switch is that it makes it fun to collect for. Like PlayStation and Xbox, it's boring. But the Switch, because everything is on a cartridge, it is nostalgic, and also because the games, most of them are actually on the cartridge. I imported the first 3 Dragon Quest games. I imported Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3. Have not played them, but this shit was only like $30. I was like, $30 to own the first 3 Dragon Quest games on Switch? Yeah, I will definitely take that. So, yeah. I need to do a proper Switch collection video. I sold a couple of games in my collection that I just bought because they were cheap and I never really played them. But the majority of my collection I still have. Yeah, the Switch is great, bro. Let's see. Okay, so we have a $4.99 super chat coming in from Long Live Kevin Samuels. Fam, did you know there was a Gotham Knights TV show on CW? I watched 3 minutes. It's a 2-pack of ass, and it just got canceled. Oh yeah, dude. Dude. Like I said, this is why y'all need to be following me on Twitter because, bro, the discourse surrounding that show when it got announced, and then when we saw that trailer, and then when we saw that episode, bro. It was so damn bad, bro. I don't even know how that got greenlit. But again, it just goes to show you that I think that a lot of the stuff involving CW and DC shows is just a money laundering scheme, and they don't want to say it. But yeah, it's no surprise that the show is ass, and it finally got canceled. I mean, who could have predicted that? But damn, I'm surprised you made it 3 whole minutes, bro. I watched the trailer, and I was like, nope, I'm done. We got $5 coming in from Blue Senshi 19. For once, you don't mention me when Xenoverse comes to mind. By the way, I sent you a message earlier. You did? Hold on. Was that on Instagram or was it a super chat? Let me scroll up. I think I'm caught up on the super chats. It might have been on Instagram. If it's on Instagram, I shall check it right now. Uno momento, por favor. I don't see it here. Oh, you did send it 20 minutes ago. Okay. So this is the Pokemon fan game you're playing. Oh, that is a cursed image. This man is playing a Pokemon fan game with an Xbox controller. That is cursed. That is cursed. And I really need to get my screen protector changed. But yeah, collecting for Switch is awesome. I love it. I love it so much. I'm just proud of my Switch collection, man. I don't know. It's just dope. Listen, I'm excited for Dragon's Dogma 2, but what Capcom did in that showcase where they just remastered the trailer they put out a few days ago, like, bam, really? Oh, God. Like, Capcom, I don't understand it. Capcom is arguably the best publisher out right now in terms of, like, game output, in terms of game variety, and yet they're so bad at their showcases. It's just almost laughable. Like, I think the only person that enjoyed that showcase was Flame, because they showed a lot of Exoprimal. And, you know, Flame is just, you know, twerking for that game like crazy. But, man, that showcase was just not good, bro. Shit was not good. You guys are going to believe this, but you're not going to believe this. Neo 2023. Oh, I love it. I love it. We need to get an image of me that's so, I don't know, like just an image of me, and then you superimpose that text on it. You guys are gonna believe this, but you're not gonna believe this. Like, I just like a proper image. I don't know what that image would look like, but that is funny. Exoprimal's Game of the Millennium. Yo, it's certainly a video game that Capcom worked on. Hey, Purified Storm, what's going on, Grant? How you doing, brother? J-Fam, who's been a member for the past 18 months of the Spirit Detective tier. I appreciate you, my brother. My Pokemon physical game collection is mostly complete. Are you talking like Switch, or are you talking like just in general, like collecting all the Pokemon games of all time? Because if so, that is awesome. Look, I mean, I don't really have too many Pokemon games. I have, of course, Pokemon Red, because that was my OG. I have Pokemon Sapphire. I have Soul Silver, Black 2, Pokemon Y, Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon Coliseum, well, not Pokemon Coliseum, but Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. I had Pokemon Battle Revolution on the Wii, and then I ended up selling it because it was just battles. Like I thought there'd be more to this. I think that's the gist of my physical Pokemon collection. Yeah. I think I have a copy of Pokemon Emerald somewhere around here. No, I'm lying. I have Pokemon Pearl as well. Why did I forget that? You know, I was this close to purchasing the remake they did because I saw it at Best Buy for like $35, and I was like, Nintendo games don't drop in price like that, especially so soon, which means that this game was probably ass. But I loved Pokemon Pearl so much, so it was like the nostalgia in me talking, saying I could buy it for $30, but then it's kind of like when you're high or you're drunk as fuck and you order really bad fast food and it sounds like a good idea at the time until you spent $25 and you're like, this is a bad idea. Yeah, Soul Silver and Heart Gold are worth a lot, especially if you have like the Pokemon, that little gizmo came with, the step meter or whatever. Nintendo E3 Direct, when will they show the next gen console with Metroid Prime 4? So I thoroughly believe that we are actually going to hear about a new Switch within the next year. I know everybody says that, but I think it's at that point now where Nintendo launched arguably their biggest swan song. I don't think they have a game coming out very soon that is going to be able to match Tears of the Kingdom, unless they have a Mario game, but they haven't put out a new mainline Mario game since the year the Switch launched. So I think we're getting to the point now where all the games that they have in development right now are going to be either cross-gen or they're going to come out on the next iteration of the Switch. I wouldn't be shocked if we do see another Switch sometime next year. But knowing Nintendo, they'd probably do a rollout where they reveal it and then it comes out within like 6 months. I don't think they're going to do what they did before, where they announced the Switch like 2 years before it came out. And they only did that because they had to appease investors, saying, oh, no, the Wii U is a flop, but we're working on something else. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. That's the only reason why they announced the Switch so soon. Because they announced the Switch 2.5 years after the Wii U came out. Like, when it was indicative that the Switch was just, when the Wii U was not doing anything, they was like, fuck, we gotta do something. Shining Pearl was definitely a game. Yes, sir. I don't know what you mean. My best ideas started as bad ideas. Sometimes that works out, Lars. Sometimes. But then you end up in a situation where you're at McDonald's and you're fighting homeless people because they're trying to shoot it. Pikmin 4 about to come out and shut down all these Tears of the Kingdom hype. Yo, I wouldn't be surprised if Pikmin 4 is the most successful game in the series. I'm excited for Pikmin 4, man. I'm excited for it. I'm not going to get it when it comes out, but I'm going to play it at some point. Because there's just too much stuff. Dragon's Dogma is awesome, dude. I was this close to buying it on my Steam Deck because it's $5 right now. And I own it on the Switch. I own it on the freaking, was it the PS3 or the OG Xbox? I think it was the PS3 I had it on. But yeah, I bought it on the Switch. I have a... Yeah, I got it right here. Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen. Sick fucking game. I was actually tempted to do another playthrough on the Switch just because I had it, but I'm like, Neo, you have a Steam Deck? Play it on the Steam Deck. Yeah, because you told him what it was all about, Lars, and then he got scared. He wasn't ready for the mean string bean. Hey, yo. Like I said, man, sometimes people want to shoot it, and they realize that you about to shoot it, but you got a whole glass, you got a whole cannon, you got everything, bro. I was gonna say you were a glass cannon, but I'm just like, that is RPG terminology. Dude, this new Superman show coming to Adult Swim looks awesome. This animated series is sick, bro. Yeah, Dragon's Dogma is great. Some of the voice acting is funny though. Harpy, like, oh Jesus. But it's a solid game, man. It was one of those games when it came out, you know, a lot of people were whatever about it, but then it found its audience through time, man. It found its audience. Hey, Bella! Bella, what is going on, little sis? How you doing? Hi, sorry I'm late. No, you came exactly when you were supposed to. Congratulations, Bella. I saw you graduated recently. Congratulations to you. Besides, I had my 50 nuggets, so it was still a good idea. Hey, listen, you can never go wrong buying McNuggets, bro. Dude, they finally open up. They're going to be opening up 2 Chick-fil-A's in my county, you guys. The closest Chick-fil-A to me was always in the city, so I had to technically either drive there or take the train. But they're opening up 2 Chick-fil-A's in my county, bro. That's going to be something. Yo, Bella is out here. She going to be going to high school, and she going to be graduating high school in about a year's time, because you know how Bella is. Bella's super smart. Yeah, they're opening a Halal Guys too, Lars. It's crazy. Like, yo, it's crazy. They're really opening up a Halal Guys. And they opened up a Halal Guys in Yonkers. They have one there. And then they had one in the Galleria before it closed down. But yeah, we got local Halal Guys. That's insane to me. I mean, it's not the same as 53rd and 6th, but if you still want some decent halal food, it's there. Hey, nah, you good, Flame? No worries, brother. We were only talking minor shit about you. We got a $9.99 super chat coming in from John McKinney. Since you brought up Disney live action remakes, people forget that Disney made a live action remake of The Jungle Book back in 1994. To be honest, I prefer the 1994 live action film over the animated one. Yes, they did do that. I remember that. Do you guys also remember George of the Jungle? You remember that movie? George of the Jungle, strong as he can be. Yeah, Disney, and that was like a weird era for live action Disney stuff. Like, John McKinney, you're just opening up all these like different memories in my mind. They did Mighty Joe Young as well, right? I don't know why, but as a kid, I always got that confused with King Kong. I was like, it's a movie about a giant monkey, right? It gotta be related somehow. How is this in the cinematic universe? Where does this fit in? Yeah. Yeah, see, I'm not the only one. Bella says, I got a presidential award, which is for people who have gotten over 90% final grades for all years in middle school. Wow. Clap it up for Bella. Look at her. Like I said, Bella, if she goes to become a lawyer, she's going to be my lawyer. If she's going to become a politician, I'm going to endorse her. You know, I'm going to forward her all the things that I need to get done, and Bella is going to get it done because that's what she does. Shout out to you, Bella. Shout out to you. Yeah, there was a dude. Oh, see, Gasp Valley, you local, man. Yeah, there was a Halal Guys at the Galleria Mall. Yeah, it opened up. So the Galleria closed down recently, but it was there. Like, my sister and I, we went in 2021, like early 2021. We went and there was a Halal Guys. How will this affect LeBron's legacy? Man, Harambe, I really hope Harambe saw movies like Mighty Joe Young and King Kong. And I know he would have loved Godzilla vs. Kong. Harambe, we miss you, man. We miss you. Listen, I'm not saying correlation equals causation, but listen, ever since Harambe, you know, they did what they did to him, the world ain't been the same. I'm just saying. I love Nintendo to death, but I ain't ever forgiven them for closing down the 3DS eShop. Come on, Nintendo, I want to support your games, even on the 3DS. Well, honestly, Das, that's just one of the things we got to accept when it comes down to these digital storefronts. They will never be up there indefinitely. Sad to say, you know, unless you are somebody who understands the digital landscape like Steam and now PlayStation and Xbox with their storefronts, it's just one of those things where if it's not making money, they're going to shut it down. And with Nintendo, they are so ass backwards when it comes down to digital media, preservation, things like that, that for them, they don't view it as like, oh, you guys care about this shit? No, it's not making money for us anymore, so we're going to close this down. We're going to close the Wii U one down. If there was like one unified Nintendo digital storefront, which I think they might be doing that now with the Switch going forward, this wouldn't be an issue, but there isn't. So it's just one of those things where now you really have to contend with the physical market. And fingers crossed you can find copies of these games. But it's sad because it's like, bro, would it really have cost that much to keep those storefronts up? According to Nintendo, yeah. But it's like you're not even like bringing those games forward. That's what kills me, man. Like Nintendo has a treasure trove of IPs that they can like remaster and bring to the Switch. Like there's so many I don't understand. It's just really sad being a Fire Emblem fan, even though I'm happy with the games we got now. But like they could have remastered Awakening, Fates, all those games, and just put them out on the Switch. They could have just left it on the Switch. Just leave it there. You don't got to go crazy with it, but just put it on the Switch, man. You could have brought over GBA games. You could have done a lot, but Nintendo's like the king of low effort because their low effort makes them more money than the people that put all the effort. We have a $10 super chat coming in from Blue Senshi. I recently just watched the live action Aladdin movie, and there are things I liked about it and things I didn't like about it. But one thing's for sure, it doesn't have to be 2 hours. It was dragging on. Yeah, that Aladdin movie, I ain't going front. When I watched it, I didn't really care for it because I was just like, this feels so lifeless by comparison to the animated version. It's like, you look at the way that they dance in that movie, and you look at the way they do scenes like Prince Ali. I'm like, you have a, $200 million budget? You could work with like some of the best like choreographers and the best costume designers and the best like visionaries to translate that, and it just looks so low energy by comparison. And that's my biggest problem with the Disney remakes. They're lifeless. They're lifeless husks of the animated versions. But there were some decent things about it. I think, ironically enough, I think that when the Aladdin movie tried to do its own thing, it was interesting. Not all of it worked, but I felt that the new stuff that they included, it worked out more times than it didn't. When they did try to recreate a lot of the stuff from the cartoon, again, it comes off as like soulless Disney remake cash grab. But yeah, it was one of the like least offensive live action Disney movies. But yeah, that's one thing I also have noticed. These live action movies are longer just for the sake of being longer. Like even The Little Mermaid, which one of the good things about The Little Mermaid remake was the fact that they did give more development for Ariel and Eric, right? So their romance felt more believable in the live action version than they did in the animated. Now, it's not like it's a night and day difference. It's not as if they're Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, amazing Spider-Man levels of chemistry, but it felt more believable if you were to have these people get married within 3 days of knowing each other. You know, as asinine as like those fairy tales sound when you say them out loud. It worked more. Like, in my honest opinion, it worked better in the remake. But that being said, it just, like, the movie didn't need to be longer. Like, the animated Disney movies are, like, 80 minutes long, 90 minutes max with credits. So the live-action version, like, unless you're going to add a lot of extra stuff to it, they don't need to be over 2 hours. Like, what are you even doing here? Like, come on now. What's happening here? What's happening here? $9.99 super chat coming in from John McKinney. Whenever I watch Jurassic Park and Disney's Tarzan, I always call Dennis Nedry Newman the scientist and Newman the elephant. I also say hello Newman when they get introduced. Yeah, bro, he's got that iconic voice, dude. You know what's also another, since we're talking about 90s shit, John McKinney. John McKinney, you've seen Flubber, right? I know you've seen Flubber, right? I used to love that movie as a kid. But yeah, and Newman, he's a good voice actor, bro. Like he just has that voice, and it works for the characters that they write for him. Yeah, Haley Bailey, she killed it when it comes to the vocals. Absolutely slayed it. She was a great Ariel. I just wish that they had her do more in the movie, you know? Yeah, Flubber was fun. So Bryce asked the question, when you're having a bad day, how do you turn it around? So obviously this is going to be context dependent. So it depends on exactly what you're going through. Like if you have a really bad catastrophic event happen to you, obviously you're going to act some type of way. You know, what I'm saying right now might not be the solution to it. But if you're having, like, let's just say a bad day, like if you wake up in the morning and, okay, so like, all right. So a few months ago when it was like really cold outside, I woke up and I found my tire was flat. I guess I had a leak in my tire and I didn't know about it. And then the temperature dropped really low and I woke up, I had a flat tire. And I was pissed about that because that means, fuck, I got to go and I got to buy a new tire, which means that I have to get my car to the mechanic and I got to go do everything I have to do. I got to call an Uber and do everything I have to do. So it kind of sucked because, okay, I got to buy a new tire. Then I have to spend money on Ubers to the place I need to go and back from the place where I went. But the way I looked at it was like this. Okay. Obviously, I had a leak in my tire, and I guess I didn't know about it for whatever reason. So yeah, I replaced the tire. But there was a silver lining because I replaced the tire, and then I saw that they had a deal going on where it was like buy one tire, get one like half off or whatever. So I was like, fuck it. So let me get a second spare tire. So now I have 2 spare tires, all right? Brand new tire on my car. Shit is good. Shit is hunky-dory. And then from there, I'm just like, okay, if that was the worst thing to happen to you and that's how you started the day, everything is up from here. So I don't really let the small things in life really bring me down. Like, I've had some situations that just suck, but I'm just like, okay, are you going to let this ruin your day and affect everything that you do? No, you're just going to keep it pushing. You're going to keep it pushing as always, and you're going to make moves accordingly. So the tire situation taught me, okay, make sure that all of your tires, especially in the winter, make sure that they are good. There's no nails or there's no holes in your tires, so you can avoid a situation like that. You know, likewise, other situations that you have. I look at every single bad experience that happens to you as a learning experience. Now, obviously, you know, there are some things that are out of your control and you can't learn from that. But like the smaller things that people would say are more avoidable, just use it as an opportunity to be better, or at least find a way around it. Like, I remember one time, and this happened just recently. But because, you know, I don't know how it is for all of you guys, depending on where you live, but in most cases, in most stores you go to, they don't do plastic bags anymore. Sometimes they have paper bags you have to pay for, but more often than not, you have to use reusable, recyclable bags, which I don't mind. That's more convenient for me, less bags around the house. But the problem that happens is that if I ever do grocery shopping, I have all my bags with me, I bring them inside, but I forget to put them back in the car. I usually just store them away just because, like, you know, fuck it, I've already put away all the groceries. I don't want to put it back in my car. So I remember one time I was like, dang, I need to go light grocery shopping. So I went grocery shopping, but it was not just like 1 or 2 things. It was like 5, 6 things that I should have had a bag for. So I remember I get home and I'm thinking to myself, okay, you know, I had a couple of bags. I could bring a bag inside. Well, bring a bag from inside to my car, put my groceries in there and bring that inside. But I was like, fuck it. I think I'm Superman. I can find a way to bring these things into my house in one trip. So I remember I was carrying like an assortment of different items, like boxed items. I remember I had some like oat milk, things like that. So it wasn't like it was just like things you could stack. So I brought those all inside and I was doing pretty good. And I remember I had like one of the gallons of like oat milk. It was like a circular bottle. I had it on top. It was a plastic bottle. And then I ended up dropping that bottle and it spilled like a good 10% of it on the floor. And I was like, fuck. So then I had to clean that all up. And then afterwards I was just like, you know what? I'm going to my car right now and I'm throwing 5 reusable bags so this shit does not happen again. So I just use everything as a learning experience, man. Just everything is a learning experience. And you don't let the little shit just ruin your day. Like, don't let the world change you as a person. Like, nah, I don't let that happen. Laura says, one time I read a phrase that went something like, don't let 24 seconds in a day ruin 24 hours. Yeah, absolutely, my brother. Absolutely. And there are some things that can really, really suck in your life. Like if you get really bad news, of course, that's going to dictate how you act. And that's fine. But everything comes down to how you're going to approach the situation going forward. Because there are many different ways you can go about it. Yeah, it is really strange how every single ginger from like animated features, cartoons, comic books, when they come into live action, they're all played by black people. So are you saying that black people are the gingers? Like every single time this happens, bro, it's like Wally West, you know, Ariel, like Triss from Witcher. It always happens. Always happens, bro. It's so weird. And it's only redheads and black people. And another thing I always like to tell people is give yourself an opportunity to react to all the stuff that's happening to you. Give yourself time to process those things. Don't bottle that stuff up. Don't say, well, I can't focus on this right now. I got to do other things. If something is genuinely affecting you and you're thinking about that constantly, you got to give yourself a moment to breathe, man. You got to give yourself time to work through that shit. Because trust me, I've been in situations where I try to ignore something that's really bothering me until it bottles up, and I don't like the person I am afterwards. Not to say that I've ever hurt people with my actions I've done, but it's just, it's not good because I was causing myself so much stress in the process. So, yeah, dude, no, just take your time. Take your time. Yeah, why are they out to get the gingers? Like, Black Widow is like the only one who's safe right now. Do you think Chrono is coming back? If not, why? Well, they did just do the Chrono Cross remaster, which, you know, wasn't the greatest remaster of all time. But I'd like to think that maybe they're trying to test the waters. Honestly, I feel like what they need to do now is they either need to remake Chrono Trigger from the ground up, or we need to do like a 2D HD version of Chrono Trigger. I would love either option because Chrono Trigger is a phenomenal game and I think more people need to experience it. Oh, we got a 1999 super chat coming in from the homie J fam. Streams like this help me heal. I'll always be grateful. Oh, my brother. Thank you. And Jason, you know this. Like Jason, like you guys are all the homies right there, but Jason is someone who I've literally broken bread with. I've known this man for almost 10 years now. We have gone to so many movies together. We have gotten sushi. We've done like all these things like Comic-Con, birthday party, shit like that. Jason is one of my brothers and I love this dude to death. And it's one of those, it's another example of why I always tell people, like, if you have people in your circle who you fuck with and you are genuine with them, do not let those people fall by the wayside because those people do not come around often. Trust me, they don't. They're like the world. There's a lot of bad people in this world. There's a lot of bad people in this life who are going to try to use you and abuse you and take your generosity for granted and your kindness. But when you find your circle and your people, what it does when you have genuine people in your life, it goes to show that you don't need a million different friends. You don't need like all these different people to say that like, oh, you have a social life or whatever. All you need is just a handful of the right people that you can just like have these great conversations with, that you can like laugh and you can cry and you can, you know, smile and wipe the tears and, you know, joke around about stuff. Like that stuff is extremely, extremely important. And you don't take that shit for granted ever, man. Check your text, by the way. Oh boy, what did you send? Oh my God. And this for this exact example. What I just said, how we can have this in-depth, like emotional heart-to-heart, social leak, confidant conversation, and then we go into the fuck shit. Let me go ahead. Okay. All right. I am going to, oh God. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna email this to myself and I'm gonna post this on the stream. Oh my God. Thank you, Neo, for the topic. I feel better now. That's awesome, NKDN. And like I said, whatever you guys pull from these streams, whether it's just we're hanging out, we're having fun, or we're talking about some real shit, that's what it's all about, y'all. That's what it's all about. Because you never know who is watching or who is listening or who is just lurking. And it's just so crazy to me when I see content creators online. I'm not naming specific people, but when they're just like abusing their audience, and if you guys don't do this for me, I'm not going to do that or whatever. And I'm like, bro, do you not realize how cool it is that one person took their time out of their day to kick it with you, to hang out with you, to comment with you, to watch your shit, to donate to your shit, to subscribe to you? Like, that is insane. Like, there's people who I have never seen them comment on my YouTube streams or my YouTube videos, but then they'll DM me privately, like on Instagram or on Twitter, saying like, oh my God, it's just so amazing to see how much you've grown over the years and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's fucking incredible. That's amazing. And in turn, I love seeing them grow too. You know, it's like, bro, people just got to humble themselves. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, okay. So let me go ahead. I'm going to pull up this image right quick. Oh boy. Jesus. All right, so I'm downloading this image right now. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna pull this up right now. That's me, bro. See, eat Hershey's. There we go. Eat Hershey's, prime example of that. Shout out to you, Eat Hershey's. What's your favorite kind of Hershey's? Growing up, I used to love the white chocolate what was it? The cookies and cream Hershey's bar. I used to love that as a kid, but I don't know. I don't know if maybe it's because my palate's changed as I've gotten older, but it just don't taste the same, bruh. They might have added something to it that makes it you know, cheap tasting. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab the image right here. I'm gonna put it up on the stream. So you guys remember a couple of minutes back where I said when I was showing the Switch game that, what did I say? I said you guys are gonna believe this, but you're not gonna believe this, or something along those lines. And it just sounds like one of the quotes of all time. And so Jason went ahead and he took that quote and he superimposed it on an image of me. And this is what we got. Oh my God. You guys are gonna believe this, but you're not. Neo 2023. You guys are gonna believe this, but you're not gonna believe this. Oh, phrasing is great, ladies and gentlemen. Phrasing is what it's all about. I think what we need to do is use this as the default image of Neo, and then if there are any quotables and things that I've said before or things that I say going forward, we're just gonna make this the default Neo face to use. You guys are gonna believe this, but you're not gonna believe this. Shout out to the homie Jason. Shout out to the homie Jason. That's an ad right there. It is an ad right there. $5 super chat coming in from the homie Blue Senshi. My grandpa's nurse told us that he only has 2 years with us. His dementia is getting worse. Seeing someone going through that change is tough. Blue Senshi, my brother, my most sincerest condolences to you, my man. It's seeing friends and family go through health complications, especially when it's things like dementia, Alzheimer's, cancer. It's an experience and it changes you as a person. I've told this story like numerous times on the channel, but my first proper, I guess you could say, interaction, processing, dealing with somebody's sickness and then their passing away was my aunt back in, wow, it's almost 10 years at this point, but back in 2016. So we're going on 7 years ago. And it's funny enough because that was around this time, 7 years ago, is when I found out that she had cancer and she had been dealing with cancer for years. And she kept it to herself because she didn't want to be a burden on anybody. So when we found out, it was literally when she was in hospice and she only had about like a month or so to live, they say. So it was one of those things where I remember I had just gotten off of a flight coming back home from Texas, and then my sister and my father told me, and I was like, I almost couldn't believe it, bro. I was just like, what? Like, it was like, okay, your aunt has cancer and then she's in hospice and she has maybe a month or so to live. I was like, what? Like, I felt like it was this weird fucking joke and everyone's playing it, like everyone's in on the joke, but me. Is like Ashton Kutcher gonna come out and say I was punked? And I'll never forget, like, when that happened, I got back from the airport and I just took a walk outside. I might have been walking the dog as well, but I remember I just took a long walk around the neighborhood and I was like, I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to react. I don't, like, for the first time in my life, I was legit speechless because I'd always felt like I had an answer for everything, whether it was like a yes or a no or whatever. But like in that moment, I was speechless. And the very next day, we went to New Jersey to go see her and everything. And it was like one of those things, like there was a lot of traffic when we were driving there, and all throughout I was just thinking to myself, like, dude, you're gonna see your aunt and your aunt has cancer and she's about to die. Like, it could be tomorrow, it could be any day, like, and everything. And then I'll never forget, like, when I saw my aunt, and when you see someone who's going through cancer, it's a look that you don't ever forget. You just see how their body has changed. And especially stage 4 hospice. And I remember I walked into the room and then I saw her and I was just like, I could recognize her, but I couldn't recognize her at the same time. And then she turned over, she opened her eyes, and then she started talking to me, you know, very, very weak, but she was talking to me. And then I was like, shit, that's my aunt, man. And then I remember I started smiling, and then we started talking, and I was like, whoa, this is surreal. And so over the course of like the next month or so, it was rough because we were taking a lot of trips to Jersey. We were going to Jersey City. So from where I live now, going to Jersey City, it's with no traffic, you can get there in like 45 minutes. With traffic, it's like an hour-ish. And when you're doing that trip like 2 to 3 times a week, you know, it takes a toll out on you, especially because I was doing all the driving for my mother. So doing all those trips, and then I was also taking trips to drop off other family members who lived in different parts of New York. So I was doing a lot of driving, and I was getting frustrated at that because it was just taking me away from, you know, my own personal processing and, you know, the stuff that I wanted to do. And it was hard. Like it was really hard. And then I remember there was one time where we got like a scare because like she had gotten in a situation where like she was just not responsive. And so I remember like my mom was calling me, and she says like, oh my God, we have to go to Jersey like right now. And I remember that day I had just gotten out of the gym. I was having a great day. I was with my friend Jorge, and we were going to go get food. And mom says, no, we got to go to Jersey now. And I was like, fuck, you know, because now I have to contend with driving there during rush hour and then processing all that stuff and then everything that goes with that. And I was just like, this is so much to handle right now. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. And I remember me and my mom had gotten into an argument, you know, not a bad argument, but because it was just, you get into those type of arguments in those situations. But it was just like an argument that lasted like 5 minutes, and that was it. And then we went there, and she was thankfully okay. She was responsive again. And then, yeah, it was like every single day for like the next month or so, because from when we found out she had cancer to when she passed away, it was about a month. And I remember I went on, so the day where that scare happened, that was the day before my birthday that year. It was July 15th, and we had gone there, and, you know, as you get closer and closer to that day, a lot of family members start showing up, more so. Like originally it was just the immediate family and then us, because we're local to the Northeast area. And then you had people coming up, flying up from down south, and that's when shit really starts to hit in. But you know, you're surrounded by family and you're all talking and everything, and it's like that is the elephant in the room. But at the same time, you're not trying to think about it. You're just enjoying each other's company. You're hanging out and, you know, trying to make the best out of the situation. And I'll never forget, like at this point, you know, my aunt really wasn't conscious that much, but she was still like drifting in and out, and she was talking. And then I remember, since it was my birthday, we were there past midnight. Everyone's like, oh my God, happy birthday, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I spent the first like 2 hours or so of my birthday that year with my aunt. And I remember the last thing that my aunt ever spoke to me was happy birthday, big man. And I was just like, oh, thank you, auntie. Thank you so much. He's like, yeah, we're going to live it up. We're going to do this and that. You know, it's all about you today. And I was like, yeah, auntie, you know. And like, I remember that being the last memory I had of my aunt. Because a few days later, I remember I was asleep, and my sister, she came into my room, and this is like one of those images that's just like ingrained in my brain. It was completely dark in my room. Like the TV was off. There were no lights, none of that. But there was a little bit of illumination coming in from the street lamp outside. And it was so weird because it was only one street lamp that was illuminated. Everything else was off. I don't know. But that street light was illuminated, and it was just enough light for it to shine on part of my sister's body. And then I just like, I was asleep, but then I just heard her crying, like just very like light tears. And she was like saying my name, like very like softly. And before she even said anything. I just woke up and I immediately knew. I immediately knew what happened. And she said that. And then after that, I was just sitting in my bed for a few minutes. I remember I took like a deep breath. I exhaled. And then I went back to sleep. And then I woke up later in the evening. It was a really, really, really dreary day. Very, very dreary day. And my mom, my dad, the rest of the family had already gone to the funeral. Me and my sister, we were waiting on my brother at the time, because he was much younger, so we were going to wait for him to come out of school, and we were going to take him, we were going to go. We were going to miss the funeral, but we were going to go there for the, because they had the whole ceremony and everything, but then we were going to be there for the burial. But then my brother, he texted us, he's just like, I can't go to this. I can't go to this. I can't process this. And he was young at the time. He was still in high school. And so we were just like, we understand. So then my sister and I, we drove to Jersey, deep into Jersey. I'm talking, this was like almost a 2-hour drive to where she was buried, because, you know, my mom's side of the family is Muslim. So she was buried in a Muslim cemetery. And I just remember, like, all throughout, it was just like rain, like all throughout. Very rainy day. And then we get there and the rain stops. And we're there at the cemetery. And in Muslim culture, I'm not too well versed in it, but when it comes down to the burials, they separate the men and the women. So only the men could be there when you bury the body. So it was me, my uncles, my dad, my cousins, and then my cousin who his mom passed away. So we were there to bury the body. We were there to shovel dirt. And it was one of those moments where I felt like, I don't know if I was just on autopilot or what. I don't know if it was just like me trying to be strong, or maybe someone imbued strength in me to get through that. But like, I felt in a moment like this, I should be like, I should be breaking down. I should be breaking down. Why am I not breaking down? Why am I not breaking down? This is, I don't understand this. And in that moment, I figured out why I wasn't breaking down. Because I looked over at my cousin, who's much older than me, and then I saw the situation, the state that he was in. For the first time in my life, like, my cousin, he's like a very chill dude. Very chill dude. You know, very chill. Like, he expresses emotions, but not really. And then when I saw him crying over his mother and everything, and I saw that, and I was just like, instinctively, I just grabbed the man, I hugged the man, and I was just like, I think somebody gave me strength to be there for him right now, because he needs somebody in this moment. And then after that, as we were walking back, I started to like really feel the effects of everything. Like, because I remember my uncle was just like, yeah, you know, he just like, I don't know how he was there. He was just so strong when everyone was breaking down. And I was just like, I couldn't tell you. And then I noticed that the sky had started to clear that day for the first time. And the sky was clearing, and it was like a beautiful, beautiful sunset. And I remember before we left, I took a photo of that, and I still have that photo. And I still look at that photo like every anniversary of her death. And it's a constant reminder to me that no matter like how rough things are in life, or how bad things are, or how you wonder, like, because, you know, like, you just start thinking to yourself, like, why wouldn't she tell us? Why wouldn't she? We could have helped her. We could have done all of these things. Like, we're here for her. It's a reminder that no matter what, you should be grateful for like the time that you spent with those people. However insignificant, however minuscule you think like the small things are, like, that stuff matters to people. Those interactions, those like, That's why I'm a firm believer that, like, if you really do love someone and you're genuinely, like, you call them family, like, make the time for them. And don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise, you know? And just seeing that the sun clear at the very tail end of the day, even though it was raining and the sun was coming out, I feel like that was like my aunt's way, even though she was no longer here, it was her way of showing that, hey, listen, like, everything is going to be okay. Like, no matter how rainy things are or dreary things are right now, shit's going to be fine. And then I didn't understand that at the time. I'm telling you all this stuff like after the fact, when I'm like piecing together everything. The first well, not the first anniversary of her death, but the first time I went to her grave was like 2 years after she passed away. And again, it was raining like crazy, torrential downpour. And I remember it was a very like dangerous drive going from here to Jersey, but we made it there, thankfully. And then I remember we got to the grave, and again, the rain stopped. The rain stopped, and then the sun came out, and the sun was shining, and the wind was blowing because it was a hot ass fucking day. And I'm just like, dude, that's my aunt right there. That's my aunt right there. Like, whether people believe in like the afterlife, heaven, whatever that is, every single time that we go there, whether it's raining or it's super hot, when we get to that grave, it's just sunshine and the wind is flowing. It's just, it's nice. It's nice feelings, man. So I got sidetracked. I got really sidetracked here, Gustavo Bravo, but I think what I'm trying to tell you is that this stuff is rough. It hurts. It's going to be painful. But don't deny yourself the opportunity to grieve and to feel and to do a lot of those things, because that stuff is important. That is like the only way that you can truly properly heal through it. Healing is not this linear journey. It is not this linear journey where I'm sad today and I'm happy tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. Trust me, it doesn't. If it worked like that, if there was a magic pill that could do that, sure. But in the sense that you're going to have some days where you feel like complete shit. And there are some times where I just think about my aunt and I just fucking cry, bro. Like, I remember like the very next day afterwards, because, you know, our place was the place of mourning. So everybody was coming in here and paying their respects. Remember, I took my mom and my aunt to Costco's because they had to buy some stuff. And I remember I was just sitting in the car, and this was the first time that I was by myself post the funeral. Because since then, you know, I was with family members getting things situated. And when you have that moment to grieve, I remember I was talking to my friends in the group chat because they were just like, are you okay? And everything. And I was just like, I'm not okay, man. I just started crying. And then I was talking to them, and it's like, you need to give yourself those moments. You need to. And it doesn't make you any less of a person or less of a man because you go through that. And that's fine, man. That's fine. And regardless, bro, you know we always gonna be here if you want to talk about some stuff. Whether you want to just talk about some random shit, whether you want to poke fun at my 5 head, or you just want to talk about some serious shit, man. You know? Like, that's what it's all about. You have like a support system. You have people here who you could talk to about that. I'm not like one of those people that say you can't, because, you know, like we break bread. We talk about the cool stuff. We talk about the fun stuff, but, you know, we also talk about the real shit too. So yeah, man, crying is perfectly fine. Crying is perfectly fine, because you're going to get to a point where, yeah, you are going to cry when you think about them because you miss them so damn much. But you think about all those good times and you just think, you know, they're looking down on you and they're still with you, and you just use that strength to keep persevering. You don't use that strength to numb the pain. You use that strength to forge forward into a better tomorrow. That's what you do. That's what you do, man. Oh boy, Jason just sent me something. Hold on, I gotta see what he sent. Where did you find that clip? Where did you find this clip, Jason? Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm about to put that on Twitter, Jason. Where did you find this? Obviously it's from a stream, but my god. Oh my god. Holy shit, I gotta find a way for that. Jason's got all these fucking random clips. I love it. Yo. Oh god, Lars sent a dope ass fucking meme. Lars, you still here? You still here, Lars? Oh, yeah, it is always the little things, man. It's always the little things, you guys. Listen, you know how it is. We talk about the fun shit, but then we can deep dive and just take a turn. Like, bro, that's crazy. But Lars just sent something that this is an old school classic Neo meme. If y'all remember, if y'all were friends with me on Facebook back in the day. Oh my god. This one is great. I'm gonna send this to myself. All right, so this thing, I'll never forget this. Okay, so the context of this image, ladies and gentlemen, as we try to lighten the mood a little bit. 69 viewers, nice. 69 viewers, can we get 69 likes? We're at 65 right now, my friends. Let's see, who's gonna be like number 69? Who's gonna be the 69th like? We have 65, y'all. Let's get it going. Let's get it going, y'all. We gotta get 69 likes. So let me go ahead and get this. Golly, this image is iconic. This is also 2016. This was also 2016. We're at 73 likes, so I don't remember who the 69th like was it. Acebreaker's like, it'll be me. I will be the one. Yeah, Facebook. We was having fun on Facebook back then. I don't really use Facebook too much anymore, but circa 2014 to 2020, we was having fun. Okay, so let me go ahead. So the context behind this image is I was out at Buffalo Wild Wings. It was me, Lars, Terrell. I think Jorge was there too. Maybe Amir, possibly Amir. I believe we just saw a movie at the time, or we were going to go see a movie. And yeah, we like I said, as guys do, we just be having fun talking about shit. And then we just take random photos of each other. And then people meme that shit. And then this happened. So we was at Buffalo Wild Wings, as you can see. So this is around the time Titanfall 2 came out. So that was 2016, right? Just a random image of me wearing Black Panther. I think I was getting ready to pay the bill, and then somebody caught me just taking the photo like that. I don't even think I was posing. I was just there, and someone took a photo, and they said when she says she need a freak. But you know, that's fitting. That's very so fitting. Oh my god. I gotta go back through the Facebook catalog because there's a lot of memes that people made. Jason, Danny, like everybody made fucking memes of me. Like I'm just a very memeable person, I guess. But yeah, this was iconic. You're welcome, class. Yeah, look at that face. Look at that face. Look at it. Look at it, man. Look at that person behind though. But look at that face. Truly iconic. Oh man. That's good. That's fucking good. You still got the anteater one? Oh god. Yeah, okay, so we'll explain that on the next stream, Lars. That'll be a nice little trip down meme memory lane. Oh man, but okay, I'm looking at the chat, you guys. I'm looking at the chat. I'm not the chat, but I'm looking at the clock. It is about to be 10 o'clock, y'all, which means we have been streaming for almost 2.5 hours. So I think this is a nice way for us to wrap things up on a high note. Next week will be meme night. Oh, Jesus Christ. We still got to do meme night. We got to do the reacting to Neo stuff, like the old videos. We got to play games. We got so much shit we got to do. I don't know how we're going to find the time, but we will find the time, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, you guys, I want to thank y'all so much once again for coming through to another Ask Neo stream. Thank y'all so much for pulling up. All the YouTube members, all the commenters, all the super chats. We got a lot of love in the chat. Oh, and we just got a $9.99 super chat coming in from Miss Zelda Moon with her little sticker right there. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys so much. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start messing around. I do want to get myself a soundboard because I want to play some really fun sound effects throughout the stream. Like just really random goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we already have the super chats that make like the little sounds, but I want to get some other stuff. We're gonna really elevate the Ask Neo streams going forward. We're going to do some fun, crazy shit. But yeah, you guys, before we go, we have got to do something that has become very custom to the Ask Neo streams. We're going to have ourselves a hydration check, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what is a hydration check, you might ask? Well, thank you for asking. A hydration check is my way of making sure that we are all held accountable by drinking our water, because we don't drink enough water in this life. Myself included, I am guilty of it. Even though I drink so much at the gym, it's always good to drink more. So today, what we have got is Schweppes sparkling seltzer water. So we're going to be drinking some TV static, but it's not really TV static anymore considering it's towards the end of the bottle. So when you open it up, it doesn't fizz as much. But this is raspberry lime flavored, very tasty. Like, that's one thing my girlfriend, she's learned about me. I drink the shit out of seltzer water. So much to the point where she's just like, I just stocked the fridge with all the seltzer water. I was like, which one did you get? I got Schweppes black cherry. I'm like, all right, cool. I just fucking love seltzer water. It's so good. I think that's part of the reason why I don't have a soda craving, because seltzer is carbonated. So I guess that fills that. But yeah, grab your favorite H2O beverage of choice. We've got a lot of alcoholics in the chat, like David Big Lad, who's got some of everything. You know, I still have that bottle of moonshine over there. Hold on, let me go grab that real quick. I still have. Whoa. They have sat in the same place since that random stream, that Ask Neo stream, that was just an Ask Neo stream, and then it ended up being a 5.5 hour stream of us drinking, where we started taking shots. Kermit said he finished the Bacardi. I hope not the whole bottle. Jesus. Ask Neo was not held responsible for any of the actions of the members during the stream. I'm just letting that be known for all the advertisers out there, or potential advertisers. But it's still in the same place right now. I still have the moonshine right here. That's probably like what, 2 shots of moonshine left. I still got some of that. And I still got this much Gentleman's Jack left. If I was one of those weirdo YouTubers, I would say, first person to donate $50, I'll kill some of this shit. But I'm not going to do that to y'all. And then David Big Lot is like, well, I said I wasn't going to use my credit card, but now? But yeah, maybe we'll probably finish those before the end of the year. Who knows? But yeah, you guys. Anyways, back, go big or go home. Jesus Christ, the alcoholics. G Fuel is technically made with water, depending on what. I don't know. But anyways, grab your favorite H2O beverage of choice, and on the count of 3, we're going to chug that shit. So 1, 2, 3, hydration. Seltzer water towards the end of the bottle doesn't taste as good as when you first open it. I think this is my last bottle of seltzer water, so I gotta go buy some more. Jesus. Anyways, you guys. Neo, I can make wacky sound effects for you. Oh shit. We're gonna collaborate. I don't know exactly when I'm gonna get that situated, but we will be in touch, Trapped to my site, because I know you be good with the audio engineering and shit like that. Anyways, you guys. Thank you so much once again for coming out for Ask Neo. It's truly one of the highlights of my week, just being able to chop it up with y'all, talking about a lot of good stuff, talking about some sad stuff, but most importantly, we're talking about some important stuff. That's what matters. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the like button on your way out. It helps the channel tremendously. And if you're watching this on the playback right now, thank you so much for the support as well. Comment down below. And one last thing, because I have to pimp it out, because I actually did a video this month. If you guys haven't checked out my thoughts on the Xbox game showcase video, it's up on the channel right now. It's doing really well. The support for it has been fantastic, from the views, the comments, the likes, and all that stuff. So again, thank you guys so much for that. I had a blast recording it, had so much fun editing it, and I'm happy that you guys are enjoying it. And one thing before I go though, Flame, are you still here? Is Flame still here? Flame, he might be messing with his PC, so he's probably not in the chat. But Flame, are you still here? You got about like 10 seconds. But Flame, if you are still here, or if you're not still here, respond in the comments if you watch it on the playback or whatever. Someone's probably going to tell you. But did any of you guys catch that little photo of Flame that I threw in the video? Like, I'm surprised he has not said anything about that. Like, I thought that would be the first thing he would say, but he hasn't said anything. Unless he's just like, I'm gonna get you back, motherfucker. Like, I'm not gonna tell you when, but it's gonna happen. Acebreaker says, drink both of the alcohols at the same time, mixing light and dark. And Kory Gryffindor's like, I saw that. Yes, thank you, bro. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna start incorporating some of y'all in my videos. I'm not telling y'all how, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna try to find a way that's clever and, of course, respectful. Because, you know, I'm not gonna be showing, like, if I know somebody and they don't feel comfortable showing their face, I'm not gonna throw it in a video, but I'll find a way. I'll find a way to make fun somehow, some way. Anyways, yeah, guys, for me to for now, my name is NGS signing out. Thank you guys so much for all your support. We will be back next week for the usual Ask Neo streams. We may or may not have a video. I don't know, depending on what happens from here to now. Maybe I'll beat a game and I want to talk about it. Maybe I'll watch a movie and review it. Who knows? But anyways, y'all, enjoy the rest of your mornings, your evenings, your afternoons, whatever time zone it is in. Continue preaching the gospel of Persona. Continue preaching the gospel of Yakuza. Mass Effect 2 is the best Mass Effect game of all time. Eat, drink, be merry, stay black, stay proud. And for me to for now, my name is NGS signing out. And like always, I will catch you guys later. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one.